Hello, hello, hello. It's Uncle Game Boy, and I'm streaming, even though the internet's not working that great for some reason. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, so I'm not really sure how well this is going to go. I guess we'll see later on. When I watch this, because I'm the only person who's ever going to watch this, but, I was just hanging out at home and watching YouTube and talking to myself and figured, why not take this show on the road? So, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch some YouTube and talk to it and record it and see if anyone else stops by, I guess. Not counting on it. But is it gonna shut me up? No damn way. Alright, so I was watching this channel, y'all. It's just like stuff about like YouTubes and stuff. They had something about this kind of goth comedian guy taking down Leafy, who's a few minutes ago I was just screaming at my house. I was just like, I hadn't thought about Leafy in like 7 years, but I fucking hate Leafy. He fucking sucks. That guy sucked shit, and it was really annoying to listen to him again. But yeah, there's some other stuff on here about YouTube guys and shit. So get some YouTube education. Why not? Sounds good to me. It's good enough reason to do a stream, I think. Good as good as any I've seen, anyway. If you ask me. So let's get to it. Why not? Web Surf. Thank you very much for letting me do what I do.
Doctors told me my baby wouldn't make it, but because of an abortion ban, the doctor could not terminate my pregnancy to save my life because the life of my daughter was already gone. They were forced to send me home, and then I nearly lost my life. It's a deadly ban. We have to vote yes on 4 because it's the only way to end the ban.
Come on, man.
When it comes to travel insurance, what's the difference between trip cancellation and trip delay benefits? Trip cancellation benefits can help if you need to cancel.
Abandoned YouTube channels have always been unsettling to me. I get an uncanny feeling upon discovering a channel once full of life, now forlorn and forgotten. Years gone by, over a decade in some cases, with no activity. The sad reality with many of YouTube's abandoned channels is that the creator...
No. Yeah, so why is it not... Well, I don't know why the sound... That's bizarre. The sound is coming through... Okay, like when I play this fucking music from StreamYard, it's in my headphones. Then when I play this YouTube shit, it's on my speakers. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that, man? Come on. Oh. I thought this would be simple enough. I don't know why. Oh, jeez. Come now, please. Okay. There's got to be some... Wait, why is it not... Okay. Okay. It's like, come on, man. Well. That's odd. I don't know. Let me see. Maybe... Can I... So I can't play it from here. No, I can't. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing, honey? Now if I... If I do this... No, that won't work.
forsake their station by choice.
Why is it coming through the dang speakers? That's so weird. That doesn't make any sense. I haven't set the speaker is set for my headphones. Oh wait, no, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, I might have just been that simple. I think I might have fixed it. Please. That'd be really great. That'd be really great. If that fixed it, that'd just be oh so swell. I'll be your best friend, YouTube, and I'll watch you every day if you just...
They were compelled.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not coming through my headphones still. What the fuck's going on here? Come on, man. Let me try. Well, maybe this. Maybe this will work, please.
To by tragic circumstances.
No. This doesn't make... Okay, that's not playing anything. I'm trying to do a test there with my headphones. Oof. This stinks. This really stinks. I thought I had it figured out, and I don't know why it's not working in the way I would like it to. Well, this sucks. This really sucks. Well, I guess I'll just make the best of it. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't need the headphones because they only work when I play my damn lobby music in my fucking thing. Like this. This is fucking horseshit. I'm sorry, but I just gotta be bitchy about this for 1 second. So this pleasant shit that I like to play in the beginning, but it's not the whole damn show, you know. I wanted to watch some fucking YouTube and, you know, listen to it through my damn headphones like it's coming through right now. It's the damnedest thing. It's coming through my headphones. But then when I, excuse me, when I turn this boy on.
In today's video, we'll be looking at various disturbing examples of such cases regarding abandoned channels.
Weird. It's so fucking weird. It's still coming through the speakers. It's the damnedest thing. I'll figure it out later, I guess. I'll figure all this shit out later. I'm just beset on all sides by fucking technical problems and snafus and problems galore.
These are the dark stories. Abandoned YouTube channels have always been unsettling to me. I get an uncanny feeling upon discovering a channel once full of life, now forlorn and forgotten. Years gone by, over a decade in some cases, with no activity. The sad reality with many of YouTube's abandoned channels is that the creator didn't forsake their station by choice. They were compelled to by tragic circumstances. In today's video, we'll be looking at various disturbing examples of such cases regarding abandoned channels. These are the dark stories behind abandoned YouTube channels. Well, it's finally here, the official Wavy WebSurf U2's vinyl figurine. This is the first piece of merch I've ever dropped on the channel and is on YouTube. There once existed a channel known as Natural Selector 89. When you try to visit this channel today, one is met with a 404 not found and YouTube's default "this page is not available" error screen. A rather unassuming disclaimer. But what you must know is that this 404 page hides one of YouTube's darkest abandoned channels. one that we can get a glimpse of using tools like the Wayback Machine. Natural Selector 89 was once a channel that discussed nihilism, atheism, and posted various threatening videos and comments regarding gun violence. Red flags were all over the place, and outside of TJ Kirk, better known online as the Amazing Atheist, it seemed like nobody saw these obvious warning signs. This is the story of Natural Selector 89, the Finnish YouTube shooter.
Hello everyone, this is me, Natural Selector 89, talking to you, friends and haters and everyone else.
The YouTube channels Natural Selector 89 and Sturmgeist 89 were created by an 18-year-old Finnish student named Pekka Erik Avinen, who was born in Tuusula, Finland. Now, in early high school, it's said that Pekka performed well, making good grades. It's thought that he planned to attend college after graduating in the spring of 2008, though these plans would be derailed, however, as the young man had some serious emotional issues that would make themselves known. Eric suffered from a set of serious social abnormalities. He was very awkward around his peers and was considered shy by both students and teachers. He would habitually isolate himself from others, and according to some, he was the recipient of a large amount of bullying because of this. Eric also suffered from depression. His parents were concerned for him in this regard and tried to get him admitted to a psychiatric outpatient clinic to treat it. However, his admittance was refused, and the practitioners opted to put him on SSRIs instead of admitting him. Eric would adhere to the SSRI antidepressants at first, but over time, him taking the pills, it became kind of irregular. After Eric started taking antidepressants, his teachers started to notice a change in his behavior. He became very aggressive towards other students, and at one point he allegedly remarked that he was going to die in a, quote, white revolution. Yes, Eric would begin to express radical beliefs, and he vocalized support for far-right and left movements. This combo of increased agitation, threats, and interest in radical groups, it was certainly a worrisome concoction. And this behavior around the time was an ominous precursor for what was to come. Eric's mental state had deteriorated quite a bit in the latter half of high school, and he would eventually set out to physically engage in the violence that he often discussed. Eric would hatch a devious plan. It was reported in March of 2006 that he started laying out the groundwork for a master plan of sorts, which was an attack on the students and faculty of his very school. And while in the planning process for this foul deed, that's when Eric's online activity commences. Eric created his first YouTube channel, Natural Selector 89, on March 15th of 2007. He would use the channel to express himself by uploading various memes, quoting philosophers, reading poetry, as well as discussing events like shootings and natural disasters, as one does. The young man would also frequently talk about atheism and his hatred for religion. These videos contain talking points where he would, in rather juvenile fashion, criticize elements of the various faiths.
You can literally watch the ads disappear in real time. It's incredibly satisfying. It's actually really cool. I like that. Pi allows you to opt in
faiths of the world. But on the same hand, he would also confidently proclaim in one of these videos that he was a god and that he should be worshipped. Pick a side, okay? Now, Eric's channel description on Natural Selector 89 is truly a sight to behold, and I think I'll just let TJ Kirk, the Amazing Atheist, read some highlights from this thing.
I will read it in the most derisive voice possible, but even if I didn't, it would still sound ridiculous. Ahem. I'm basically getting more and more retards on my channel saying I'm insane, crazy, or crap like that because my views are different apart from the moral majority. I am a dissident. I am an individual. I am an animal. I am a human. They are not. They live in a delusion which is called the real world. They say to me I must get a life. Heh. Well, all I say is that life is what every individual will make it be. There is no other meaning in this world and live than what individual determines it to be. They also feed my anger with their stupidity.
In one video uploaded by Eric, he would make cryptic comparisons to The Matrix, explaining that he wasn't delusional, he just saw society for what it was. A collection of people who believed they had freedom but were actually enslaved by the government and corporations, and you guys just don't realize it. We truly live in a society. Some of Eric's content would also revolve around the philosophy of social Darwinism. You know, to sum it up, social Darwinism, the same sort of natural selection that applies to plants and animals, well, that applies to humans as well, survival of the fittest, but in a social setting, meaning that certain, well, you might say that he was saying that some races were better than others, or people with disabilities shouldn't be around. Damn, Eric, we're really going this way? Now, as mentioned prior, atheism was a big part of Natural Selector's channel. He hated God and those who believed in religion to the point where it almost seemed like he wanted to enact violence towards these folks. Now, in early YouTube, there is one YouTuber that likely comes to mind when you hear the word atheism. Enter the amazing atheist and the story of Eric Avenin, or Natural Selector. Yes, one content creator that noticed Eric's melodramatic and edgy videos on social Darwinism was TJ Kirk, the amazing atheist. The infamous skeptic YouTuber, early internet champion of atheism, and lover of bananas.
Behold, the atheist's nightmare.
So for those of you who haven't heard, I've recently become embroiled in a sex scandal involving chocolate syrup, hot coffee, and a banana, which apparently is the atheist's worst nightmare.
The amazing atheist was intrigued by Natural Selector's opening videos on nihilism and found his views on atheism questionable. So TJ would start making videos about Natural Selector, justifying his coverage by saying that the Natural Selector account was the primary representative of social Darwinism on YouTube, which even if his videos only got a few dozen of views, that was probably the truth or the case at the time. The amazing atheist would make a couple of videos criticizing Natural Selector's content, basically roasting him for essentially being what he saw as an edgy teenager who was talking about a bunch of philosophical and atheist stuff that he knew nothing about. Basically calling Natural Selector out for going Joker mode and being a whiny bitch.
A user by the name of Natural Selector 89. He is being chosen for 3 major reasons. First and foremost, he is the primary representative of this philosophy on YouTube. No one makes more videos on this exact topic than he does. Secondly, he refuses to defend his position to any subhuman that dares challenge it. Plus, despite Tanashil's insistence to the contrary, he is quite the whiny bitch.
Though TJ would end his criticisms of the Selector with a bit of good faith advice. He tells Eric that he shouldn't care about the people around him becoming mindless automatons, and that he should just worry about his own life, which is some good advice. I'm not actually sure if Natural Selector ever responded directly to TJ in a video of his own, but yeah. It's important to this narrative that you know that the two interacted and that TJ was sort of calling this guy out for his sort of skewed views on atheism and his nihilistic postings. Sometime after the TJ saga, Eric's channel, Natural Selector 89, would actually be suspended from YouTube, this occurring in October of 2007. The reason for this ban is unknown. On the same day of this digital exile, he would create a new channel called Sturmgeist89, and his content would be in the same nature of his previously banned channel, with Eric continuing to talk about religion, his hatred for it, as well as his interest in historical carnages and tragedies. An escalation would soon come, and things would get deranged shortly after, as after Sturmgeist was created, Eric would obtain his own firearms license and purchase a .22 caliber Sig Sauer Mosquito handgun. Equipped with this weapon, he would subsequently upload videos testing out his pistol by shooting apples and lemons in the woods. The other weapons that he would eventually collect in the coming weeks. And with his odd affinity for massacres like school shootings, it was clear where Eric's head was at. Meanwhile, back on YouTube, the amazing atheist who had been keeping an eye on Eric would grow concerned. You see, TJ suspected that Eric had been interacting with a radical online community that was led by a YouTube user who went under the pseudonym Robin McVeigh. This channel name obviously a reference to domestic terrorist Timothy McVeigh. This Robin McVeigh account reportedly posted content that encouraged people to commit school shootings or at least discuss school shootings extensively with almost like a praising nature to it. And apparently Eric had been communicating with this account. TJ, the amazing atheist, would see this and attempt to reach out to Eric, offering emotional support when he saw that he was being misled by this Robin McVeigh account. But alas, TJ apparently couldn't get through to Eric.
Jesus fucking Christ. This is so extremely fucked up. My wired internet connection just shat the bed. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but the show must go on, okay? And I'm just gonna use the fucking Wi-Fi. Hopefully it works fine. I don't know. It's a fucking shit. Is the music still playing? I thought I had turned that off. Was that playing the whole time? Oh, jeez. Well, whatever. Whatever. Okay. Back to it.
Leading to the following tragedy. On November 7, 2007, Eric would upload his final video to his channel, which was called Jokala High School Massacre 11/7/2007. In this video, he would share images of his own high school, along with 2 photos of him holding...
I'll go back a couple of seconds because it's fucking...
It was clear what he was about to do.
This is like the main
event. On the same day, Eric would upload multiple videos and files on authorities to investigate the natural selector / pro shooter community on YouTube. TJ felt like somebody needed to look into these guys, but sadly, nobody of any authoritative capacity ever would, leading to the following tragedy. On November 7th, 2007, Eric would upload his final video to his channel, which was called Jokala High School Massacre 11/7/2007. In this video, he would share images of his own high school, along with 2 photos of him holding guns colored with a crimson filter. It was clear what he was about to do. On the same day, Eric would upload multiple videos and files onto RapidShare, a Mediafire-like website. There he uploaded music and his own manifesto. This manifesto was written in both English and Finnish, and would consist of Eric rationalizing his motives for a soon-to-come culling. It was his natural selection process. The manifesto highlighted social Darwinism, and Eric wanted it to be known as an act of terrorism, he says, a total war against humanity. Eric made sure to state in his manifesto that his violent tendency didn't come from any external factors and no one told him to do it. He said it all came from within. Suicide notes were also left on his desk at his house, addressed to his parents. One of these said, quote, "By the time you're reading this, I'm probably already dead." Eric would later enter Jokala High School with his arsenal of guns at approximately 11:40 a.m. 2 minutes later, he would encounter his first student, where he raised his weapon, fired, and killed the student on the spot. Eric would continue to go on to murder a total of 8 people, including an educational welfare officer who had tried to persuade Eric to surrender. Eric would respond to the peace offering by shooting the woman 7 times. Eric also attempted to burn the school down using a mixture of gas and oil. This attempt proved unsuccessful, though. A little bit before noon on this day, Eric would get into a shootout with the local police officers that were attempting to negotiate with him. He would try multiple times to reposition himself to get a good shot on him, but luckily he wasn't able to harm any of these officers. Afterwards, Eric would move to the school's bathroom where he would put his bag and his jacket on the floor and attempted to take his own life sometime after 12:04 p.m. He shot himself in the head. However, he wasn't successful. Eric would later be carted to the hospital and he would die. The natural selector's wrath was finally over. This became an international news headline, and on the same day, the amazing atheist would upload a video titled, "I Knew."
Hey, is this you? Too many alerts, way too many tools, not enough people, not enough hours in the day.
Knew this would happen. In the video, he begrudgingly expresses the fact that he wishes that people would have caught on to this earlier. He did predict it after all.
Today, I am vindicated, but I don't feel good about it. And you could probably tell that I'm not happy about my vindication, because it was something that I warned you would happen, something that I told you to be mindful of. And you didn't. You weren't mindful of it. You criticized me for it. Many of you said that I was being a bully, that I was picking on
Don't be so
people.
gloating in this moment. This is fucking fucked up, man.
One of those poor little picked-on morons.
He shouldn't be. I mean, maybe this is the way this guy talks.
Decided
He shouldn't be
that he was
talking
gonna
like this in
go
this moment. He
to
should be a lot more
school
like
and,
mournful. I
shoot
think.
up his class. And he killed 8 people, including his principal.
He should be like,
In his
"Don't you
video,
feel pretty
TJ
smart,
would
buddy?"
reveal
Like
that
talking
Eric
like
had
that. It's
messaged
like,
him
okay,
a few
that's
times
not
recently,
the
and
appropriate
apparently
attitude
Eric
for a
showed
moment like
remorse
this, if you
towards
don't mind
TJ and
me
actually
saying.
apologized for the past hostilities between them.
I don't really have anything to say. I mean, he was nice to me towards the end of our relationship, which was
But I don't know.
very
I find a lot of
tenuous.
people's energy on YouTube
He wrote me a few times. I ignored
distasteful.
him because
That
I
might
felt
just
like
be
I'd
me
already
then.
done that. I felt like I'd already said my piece about him, and I didn't really have anything else to say. Right before he went on his shooting rampage, he sent me an IM that said, "I apologize for all the past hostilities between us." And I thought to myself at the time, well, that's very nice. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know why you're suddenly apologizing to me, but thank you.
TJ claims that the apologetic message was sent right before the shootings occurred. TJ the atheist
really
would
don't
end his
remember
video with
any
a
of this
statement
being
in
a
which he
part of the
proclaimed that
We
previous
shouldn't turn him into a
narrative on this
monster,
that
and we
I'd
shouldn't
seen
turn him
on
into a
another
hero.
YouTube video.
We need to think of him as exactly what he was, a pathetic fucking teenager who didn't know that what he was doing was wrong.
The Sturmgeist Natural Selector
I think
Saga
he
has
did.
been
I think he was, like,
forgotten
getting
by
off on
most.
how wrong it
In my
was or
view,
whatever.
this is one of the most disturbing instances that led up to an abandoned channel.
All right, I need to get a drink of water real quick.
This
so I'm
next
gonna get a drink of
abandoned
water.
channel story is truly a
I'll
sad
be right
case.
back.
It's the
I'll be right
unfortunate
back.
tale of Wildebeest
Bear with
8888
me a moment, please.
3333.
A teenage
Pause the
creator
video,
who was
please. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. One of the things I hate the most is when people are like singing or humming or whatever when they're doing streaming. It's very annoying. I try to tell myself, don't do that. Don't do that when you're streaming, but I see how the mind wanders and it can just sort of wander into some sort of song or whatever. But that can be annoying. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go get some water. Just 1 second. Okay.
I'm gonna try water for the first time ever. I've been avoiding it for 39 years because it looks kind of weird. Instead, I've been living off of these, but I thought it was finally time to see what all the hype is about. I've seen a lot of people drinking this, so I'm wondering if it's good. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna try water for the first time ever. I've been avoiding it for 39 years because it looks kind of weird. Instead, I've been living off of these, but I thought it was finally time to see what all the hype is about. I've seen a lot of people drinking this, so I'm wondering if it's good. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna try water for the first time ever. I've been avoiding it for 39 years because it looks kind of weird. Instead, I've been living off of these, but I thought it was finally time to see what all the hype is about. I've seen a lot of people drinking this, so I'm wondering if it's good. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna try water for the first time ever. I've been avoiding it for 39 years because it looks kind of weird. Instead, I've been living off of these, but I thought it was finally time to see what all the hype is about. I've seen a lot of people drinking this, so I'm wondering if it's good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for holding the fort while I got some
Yeah, it's
libations.
not bad. I'm gonna try water for the first time ever. I've been avoiding it for 39 years.
Or something. I'm not entirely sure. But let's get back to the show. Why not? Let's get back to the show that I do. No, not that. No, not that screen. That was a mistake. Remove that. Delete that. I don't want to share that screen anymore. I would like to share a different screen. A screen with a YouTube video that I was just watching called Abandoned Channels with Disturbing Backstories. And I would like some new information, please. Not some old information. What's this guy? I don't think I know this guy. The unfortunate tale of Wildebeest 888333.
Killed in an infamous natural disaster, one that he eerily foreshadowed to years prior to his death. Will Norton was born on August 19, 1992 in Joplin, Missouri, to his parents Mark and Trish Norton. Will grew up with a happy-go-lucky attitude and was described as someone who loved meeting new people and making sure they felt included and welcome. He had aspirations of becoming a filmmaker and would make the decision as a teenager to start a YouTube channel.
Oh God, Will Norton had created his YouTube channel Wildebeest 88883333 on September 26, 2006, and he began making YouTube videos in November 8th of 2007,
where he gleefully shared various details of his life with the public.
Oh, life is good. That's right. It's a school night and it's late and I should be asleep, but I can't make myself go to sleep. I am just in way too good of a mood and I don't even know why. I have no reason why, to be honest. Sometimes it's good to just be happy. And sometimes it's good to just make a YouTube video. Well, this was fun. No, I'm kidding. I'm not leaving you yet. Jeez, what are you thinking? Come on, use your brain here, people. Wow, you all are like, man, Wildebeest on the crack now. No.
I'm saying shit like this and just like, oh,
his
God,
videos were mostly comprised of traveling footage, as well as interesting trivia facts about animals and other subjects that interested him. While creating content, Will would find some success, as he would eventually be invited into the YouTube Partner Program on May 13th, 2008.
They call that Dark Night of the Soul. You just really look at the abyss within you.
That would be a banner, yeah. That's right, I'm in the YouTube Partner Program. I'm really excited. This is going to hopefully motivate, is a good word, motivate me to make better videos.
He would continue to make YouTube videos about his life as a teenager. His channel serving as a diary of sorts, where he talked about pet peeves, life updates, plans for travel, stuff like that.
Here's my pet peeves. Let's take a picture for MySpace.
Alrighty.
You're so completely bored that you decided to take a picture for MySpace. Get your sunglasses on, you look all cool. That's good, I like it.
Oh, I look ugly.
You're not ugly. See? And it really is a good picture. But of course I don't like it. This next one usually happens when you're taking a test.
This video is an hour and a half long, and I will say that I think a criticism of it that I was going to say before, because like with that other story, it's like I knew all that other stuff, but I didn't know the stuff about the YouTube creator guy and his whole beef with him and whatnot.
Even one video where he excitedly talks about getting a
I could have
Hummer
probably
for his
done
16th
without that.
birthday.
I think I
His
did better
prized
without
possession.
that before.
Hey, guys.
And
This is your
To be
brain.
honest, like, I
when you're
kind of got on my
struggling to
nerves a little
focus.
bit, and I didn't like
And
seeing
this
so much
is
of
your
his
brain
junk on
when you're in
here,
the
and there's
zone.
too much of this
But
stuff
getting in the
too.
zone
It's
and
like
staying
just,
there.
oh,
That
right,
feels more like
commercial.
luck
Just
than
it's
something
get
you
to the
can
fucking
control.
story, man.
So
You
that's why we
can
made
show,
Brain FM.
you can show clips of it, sure, but like you're showing like a lot of this kid's videos.
Guys,
And it's just
so
like
as
it's
all
just
of you know,
like, it's making me
my
freaking
birthday was August
uncomfortable.
18th, and I appreciate all the
Hey,
nice
tell me what the fuck
messages and
happened to him
comments and
already.
emails and everything
If
you
you
all
don't
sent me,
mind.
wishing me happy birthday. That really made it special. Also, as all of you know, if you're following me on Twitter, I got my car. It's a new Hummer H3.
Now, there's one notable video around this time that we need to talk about. This video being something of an uncanny foreshadowing
Yeah, I
to
saw that. It's like,
Will's
I nearly
own
died.
demise.
It's like, well, I'm
it was
guessing he
uploaded
did
in May of
die.
2009 and titled
For
I
real.
Nearly Died.
It was a crazy story where he talks about how he survived a very powerful thunderstorm on the way to school one day.
It's May 8th, 2009, and today I nearly died. I wake up this morning and it is storming like crazy. I can hear the hail on the roof. I look out my window. The pool is going crazy because there's so much water flowing into it. The trees are crazy. It's still pitch dark outside and it's like 7:20. So I get ready really fast and I rush to school, out the door, and then I'm leaving for school and there is just tons of rain. And it's like every street is just like one entire puddle. And I'm going and there's trees down in the road. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh,
Why
I'm
are we
gonna be
showing
late.
so much of this?
I passed through 18 stoplights on my way to school. 4 of them exploded. And then I saw so many ambulances, which kind of freaked me out because I had to pull over into the big puddles and I was like, ah. Keep in mind, I drive a Hummer, so really I shouldn't have any reason to be scared. And then I turn on the main road of my town, and the wind is so crazy. You just see water.
Wait, here,
it's like
you see a
horizontal
video,
rain,
like,
and all the cars
I nearly
look near,
died. You think it's
I was
gonna
having trouble
be,
keeping
like,
my car on the road. I drive a Hummer.
interesting.
This should not be happening.
While telling the story, he details how he almost lost his life in the squall due to its intensity.
Anyway, I get there.
Summarize
and
it. We don't
I
gotta
turn
watch
on
the whole dang
road
thing.
that
Or
my
we could
school
just
is
get
on.
right back to it.
There's
That's
a power
fine.
plant right
That's
by
fine
it,
too.
and it explodes. Like sparks go all across the road and like hit the road. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Right in front of my car. I was
This is crazy.
freaking out. I made it safely home, and I think I'm just gonna go take a nap for the rest of my life because I didn't
I think
die.
I'm gonna take a nap too, man. You were putting me
Oh
to
my
sleep,
gosh,
buddy.
Yeah, I'm done. I am done. I'm never driving in weather again, ever. Bye, guys.
This wouldn't be Will's only encounter with violent storms, as the dark irony of this piece of content would make itself apparent many years later. Meanwhile, as Will continued to create content, it would be revealed that the young YouTuber wasn't the only one in the Norton family who had the urge to be creative online, as his sister Sarah Norton also uploaded videos to her own YouTube page. Her content mostly consisted of makeup tutorials and fashion vlogs. The two were extremely close, as she described him as the most incredible brother anyone could ask for, and she said Will was someone who truly valued happiness. Now back to Will, he continued to find success and even had some brushes with actual famous people. See, at one point, Will expressed that his biggest idol in life was Kat Von D from LA Inc.
If you don't know this about me, which a lot of you do, I am
Yeah, that's kinda
obsessed
odd.
with
I
Kat
wouldn't
Von
have
D.
guessed that.
Like, here's my room. This is a picture of my room. Yes. That's how obsessed I am with Kat Von D. I have her book. I have 5 posters of her. I think about her constantly. She's through the background on my phone and on my computers and everything. Yeah.
Apparently, the video of him discussing this got back to Kat Von D, and the artist tweeted at him. This resulted in the two connecting, and Will later going to LA to meet up with her. Will made a YouTube video talking about all of it. Increasingly successful in the online world, Will also thrived at school. In school, Norton was an excelling student, and as he continued to make content on his YouTube channel, his passion for filmmaking only increased. And that goal would be fulfilled near the end of his senior year of high school, when he would be accepted into Chapman University, which was a difficult program to get into. Will Norton's life seemed to be set. But sadly though, as you all know, Will the Beast is an abandoned channel. And with a dedicated creator like Will Norton, it's obvious that his absence wasn't by choice. In May of 2011, Will would have another run-in with a severe storm. This time, the young man wouldn't live to tell the tale. Will Norton was set to graduate from Joplin High School on May 22, 2011. The ceremony was held at the Missouri Southern State University campus, which was near the outskirts of Joplin, northeast of downtown. Storms were in the forecast on this day, but few in town expected what was to come. As Will's graduation ceremony wrapped up, weather conditions began to rapidly deteriorate. From what Will's sister Sarah recounts, they weren't all too concerned though, as only a tornado watch had been issued for the area that day, meaning that there was a possibility of a tornado, but an active twister hadn't been spotted. Tornado watches are common in the Midwest, especially springtime in Missouri. Many folks from Joplin likely expected nothing more than a thunderstorm. Will wasn't worried. He had survived many in his time. So at this graduation, despite the...
In Ohio, a 10-year-old girl was raped and became pregnant, but a state abortion ban prevented her from getting the care she needed.
Despite the weather, there wasn't much panic. Will and company certainly weren't dilly-dallying though, and with their son officially graduated, the Norton family decided to head home. They would split up, with his sister and his mother driving together, and Will and his father driving home in Will's prized Hummer. As Sarah drove home, she noticed the sky turning an ominous black, and winds picked up. Her gut began to tell her this was no routine thunderstorm. Something big was descending upon Joplin. Driving with her mother in the passenger seat, Sarah developed a sense of urgency to get home, flooring her vehicle as fast as she could, running red lights to beat out what looked to be a developing tornado. Sarah's tornado instincts didn't fail her this day, as such a twister had just touched down near Joplin. It was a tornado that would unleash natural horrors, dwarfing all that the state had seen in the past several decades. The 2011 Joplin EF5 twister had come. This massive, nearly mile-wide tornado approached Joplin from the southwest and was killing virtually all who crossed its path. All on the roads at this point were sitting ducks for the storm. Sarah and her mother would make it home as the storm raged. Their power soon went out and debris buffeted their home. Thankfully, though, it appeared they were going to be spared from a direct hit by the tornado. But what about Will and his father? Desperate for an update, Sarah called Will on his cell phone, to which he would quickly pick up. It was difficult to make out what was going on, but Sarah says in this brief call she could hear Will's father faintly yell out, "There's a tornado, pull over!" And moments later, a gusting roar and a loud crash overtook the audio of the phone, and the call was almost immediately disconnected.
And we talked, and I was trying to talk to him. I said, "Dad, are you there? Can you just answer me, please? Are you there? Are you there?" And so finally, I heard him say, "Will," because Will was driving right now. I was in the passenger seat of his H3. And I finally heard my dad say, "Will, pull over, pull over, pull over." He goes, "There's the tornado, pull over." And then I just heard this wind suck them up, and I could tell it was really bad. I could tell it wasn't just outside the car somewhere. I could tell that they were getting blown up in the tornado. They were getting sucked up, and I could hear glass and everything. And then finally the phone went dead, and I kept saying, "Dad, can you hear me? Just tell me you're okay. I love you. Can you hear me?"
It seemed as if Will had crossed the path of the tornado and his vehicle might have gotten sucked up into the vortex and tossed. Yes, during the tornado, Will's Hummer had found itself right in the middle of the storm. It said that when they were being sucked up by the twister, Will's father attempted to protect his son, covering him up while the tornado overtook the car. But the force of the tornado was too strong, ripping Will not only from his father's arms, but from the entire vehicle. Will was snatched out of his seatbelt by the winds and sucked through the Hummer's sunroof. His fate was in the hands of Mother Nature at this point. The gargantuan Joplin EF5 was the deadliest tornado to occur in the United States since 1947. It killed 158 people, as well as an additional 8 indirectly. Injuries from the storm added up to 1,150.
I might remember this.
Over
I'm
8,000
from Missouri,
buildings
but
were
like
damaged. Among those,
that's a
4,000
massive
were
amount of
destroyed,
people
amounting in $2.8 billion in damages to the area. Among all of these grim statistics, it was the costliest tornado in American history. The remaining community members of Joplin were left to pick up the pieces of this freak storm, and their first task was to rescue those trapped and to find the missing. The Nortons were dealing with such an instance of missing family members. Will and his father never returned home. Sarah and Mom would drive around town for a while, and they did find Will's Hummer. It was completely ravaged, and Will and his father were nowhere to be found in the wreckage. They hoped that perhaps they were rescued and taken to a hospital, so the remaining family members would go to the local hospital. And there they would discover that Will's father was indeed there. He had had a torn bicep and several other serious injuries. When he came to, he would inform them that Will was sucked out of the car and he wasn't sure if he was alive. Over the next several days, the family would continue their searches and continue to call hospitals to see if Will had showed up. No luck. Eventually, 5 days later, the family would finally be notified that Will's body had been found. It was in a pond near the area that the tornado had destroyed his vehicle. Will was dead. As news traveled about Will the Beast's passing, many reached out through social media to express their condolences, including Kat Von D, Will's idol, who would draw a picture in memory of Will Norton. On June 9th of 2011, Sarah Norton would upload a video going over everything that had happened to their family from her perspective. She would also go on to applaud her brother and say that he had been a man of God, and he was truly blessed to have lived a miraculous life where he saw many things and had many adventures. Sarah was astonished by the love and support that he was receiving posthumously from fans and viewers. In 2013, after receiving donations, the Rotary Club at Will's school opened a handicap-accessible ballpark playground that was named after Will, called the Will Norton Miracle Field. As a result of the Joplin EF5, Will's channel remains abandoned to this day. His sister Sarah would issue another memorial for him on her channel in 2020. And I think I'll end this segment with a brief quote from that.
So what I usually try to do every year on May 22nd is try to remember Will and do things that he loved to do. So that usually means going to Starbucks and getting a white mocha, his favorite drink, or going to Sonic and getting an ocean water, which was his other favorite drink. He loved to take pictures with his tongue out colored blue from the ocean water. And I like to try to spend the day with people who I love most and who understand what I'm going through. So that usually means my husband, obviously my daughter now, and then lots of times we spend the day with my parents. Sometimes I like to go to Will's gravesite, but if we're being honest, like that's not where I feel closest to him. So I love having pictures of Will around me, especially on this day. If you'll notice, I turned my entire film room into like this wildebeest fun room, and I absolutely love looking at these pictures. It makes me so happy. I love going through all the pictures and videos on my phone that I have of Will and me. It just brings me a lot of joy and happiness, and I don't know, just reminds me of all the great memories that we've shared together.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a little
Harley
bite to
Dilly
eat,
and Harley
but
Dilly
don't
2.0
worry,
were
I'm gonna have
channels
got long.
created by a teenage boy from Ohio named Harley Dilly.
What's up, boy?
I think this will be a good one. I think this will be a really good one. Let's see. What you got to say?
Wamide, Barisi Kamanisi Ko Maninging Kong Salanong Kong King Ong Ing Ong Ing Nishi with her. Wamide, Barisi Kamanisi Ko Maninging Kong Salanong Kong King Ong Ing Ong Ing Nishi with her. Wamide, Barisi Kamanisi Ko Maninging Kong Salanong Kong King Ong Ing Ong Ing Nishi with her. Wamide. Barisi Kamanisi Ko Maninging Kong Salanong Kong King Ong Ing Ong Ing Nishi with her. Wamide, Barisi Kamanisi Ko Maninging Kong Salanong Kong King Ong Ing Ong Ing Nishi with her. Wamide, Barisi Kamanisi Ko Maninging Kong Salanong Kong King Ong Ing Ong Ing Nishi with her. Wamide. Barisi Kamanisi Ko Maninging Kong Salanong Kong King Ong Ing Ong Ing Nishi with her.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. It has no views. I'm the first person to ever watch this damn thing. But you know, I find a lot of stuff on YouTube like that. I was even thinking of making like a little stream out of that at some point. Where like, oh, I got comments here. Who's this? Sorry, Outer Space Vomit. Yo, Unc. I'm sorry. What am I watching? I put this on to fucking when I got a snack. I don't know what the fuck this is. I typed in getting a snack into YouTube and put on the first short I found because I need to take a break. I found some out there shit, man. This is on the fringes. I find a lot of weird shit on YouTube though, like no view shit. I'm just saying I'm gonna make a show at some point, but right now I'm watching fucking another YouTube thing about abandoned channels and get back to that. So far, it's a real bummer. It's about like mass shootings and fucking people dying. But I mean, like I said, it's a disturbing backstories. I guess I should have been prepared for that. So let's get back to it. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Not video file. Not video file. That's not what I meant to click. I didn't mean to click video file. go. Okay, there we go. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Okay.
Harley Dilly.
These pages were a hub for the teenager to upload video gaming content around the Madden series and the trading card game that was ancillary to this franchise. But Harley's content isn't what makes him notable. It's the bizarre circumstances surrounding the abandonment of his channel. See, Harley abruptly vanished, and his channel has been left untouched since December of 2019. In what would eventually become a law enforcement investigation and an alleged conspiracy plot that swept the online true crime sleuth community into a frenzy, this is the story of Harley Dilly. Let's begin with a bit of personal life details surrounding Harley. It's said that he had some issues as a teenager. 14-year-old Harley Dilly from Port Clinton, Ohio, his life revolved around gaming. According to his mother, Heather Dilly, her son had a video game addiction. Gaming would cause turmoil in the Dilly house frequently. Heather revealed in an interview that at one point the family had become concerned with this perceived addiction and they took away Harley's games, resulting in him throwing a particularly angry fit that caused the police to be called. Outbursts such as this were said to have been somewhat common from Harley. The young gamer suffered behavioral issues
Might be
and was
controversial, but I
diagnosed
don't
with
think
Asperger's
calling
when
the
he was a
police
young
is a
boy.
good way to
As a
deal with
child,
issues
he would
with
get in
kids.
trouble
I don't
at
have
school as
fucking
well
kids, so
and
I
had
don't
to
fucking-
regularly
I'm not
attend
really in a
counseling for his
position
behavioral
to call him
issues.
fouls,
As a
but
teenage
that's
gamer,
just kinda how I
Madden
feel.
football in particular became an outlet for Harley to
channel out pent-up energy.
He found the competition in these games too enticing to put down. According to Harley's mother, as his skills in Madden and other games grew, Harley expressed that he wanted to become a full-time gamer and online gaming influencer. He had aspirations to be a YouTube content creator or a streamer, perhaps. Make that money, you know what I'm saying? Harley's personality would become completely defined by his affinity for gaming and online content creation. His passion for it
I know
so
how that is,
obvious to
man.
his
I know how
peers
that is.
Harley was voted most likely to become a YouTuber in his high school yearbook once. He would regularly upload gaming videos and also these vlog-style videos where he could be seen complaining about his parents. All this content would be posted to the Harley Dilly channel. Yeah, in addition to his gaming content, as I just mentioned, he would sometimes discuss issues in his personal life in detail. Family drama, notably. One notable video in this regard was published in October of 2018. And it has him discussing an altercation with his mother, which ended up with the police getting called. Similar to a scenario
man,
we
really?
talked about earlier.
This poor
Hey guys,
kid. This poor
what's up?
kid.
It is Harley Dilly.
This kid's got it
Probably
hard,
one of
man.
my worst days of my life. So basically, I was at school and I was science test. I finished it and my computer says 1% battery left. So I get to the next class and I put it on charger as quick as possible, but it didn't charge. None of the computers would take a charge. So I took it back and I had to fill out a complaint, and that's one of the most expensive parts of the computer. And my mom said she's not paying anything. That's when I got home. So then
To those of you who have already cast
about
your
that?
vote for Tim, me, and Democrats up and down the ballot, I thank you.
Don't worry, come on.
Even
I
though
got
you
your
have
back.
voted, we still need your
my mom wanted me to go with her to go get a friend, and I said I don't want to. I have work to do, so I want to go home. She said no. We argued for about a good 5 minutes. Then she snapped. She said she was gonna call police, and she said she already did. She said, "Who do you think that first call was to?" And she said it was the police.
Harley seemed rather upset with his life
kid's got it
circumstances,
really-
to say
yeah,
the
this
least.
kid's got it
Now,
hard.
sometime
This
around
kid's
this
got it really
upload,
hard.
Harley Dilly would
Oh,
create a
man.
new YouTube channel called Harley Dilly 2.0. His reasoning for doing so is stated in the channel's description. Quote, "This is my main channel, but temporarily named because other channel is getting deleted in 2 years." And I gotta be honest, I don't exactly know what Harley means here. Maybe
yeah.
this was like a secret channel that his parents couldn't know about.
That's
I really
what
have
I'm
no
thinking,
idea.
yeah.
I don't know
It's
if
like
his
saying
first
some
channel
real
was
shit.
terminated or what, but his
We're just, like,
explanation
getting
just doesn't make any
abused or
sense.
something.
If that makes sense to you, will you please tell me what that means in the comments? So from August of 2019, Harley Dilly would post to the Harley Dilly 2.0 YouTube channel. And after creating this channel, he seemed full of energy and was excited for the future, stating in one video that the depression was over.
Oh boy,
The depression is over.
In his first video, he would declare that his main goal would be to reach 1,000 subscribers within the next 2 years.
But now we are on to bigger, new things. And that means that this Harley Dilly YouTube channel, the goal is to reach 1,000 subs in the next 2 years.
Most of the content on this channel would consist of gaming videos with him playing games revolving around Madden, particularly Madden Mobile, because apparently his family had taken away all of his gaming consoles for bad behavior, and the phone version of Madden was all that he had left. Speaking of Harley's parents, they have shared their thoughts regarding Harley's online presence on occasion. And unsurprisingly, they really weren't all too thrilled, at least according to a criminal justice update posted by the Attorney General's office in Ohio. They said that Harley was just super careless in the way that he published content, like he would be filming a vlog update video while taking a bath, you know, naked, which I guess the kid didn't realize why that might be a problem. It's also claimed that Harley would post his address and phone number on social media, which is bad for a variety of reasons, and that coupled with the bathtub thing, I mean, I get it, parents. All this aside, though, as Harley grew older, problems only worsened in his personal, social, and family life. In school, Harley continued to get into trouble. According to his mother, he was at one point suspended from school for allegedly slapping a student, which would lead to him getting an assault charge. According to his mother, Heather, when Harley finally returned to school, he would go on to hit another kid.
But he also got in trouble at school. He got OSS for slapping a kid in school.
My ears making a
has
damn
assault
fool of me.
charges. In fact, we just got the papers.
Making me look like an itchy bitch. I'm not usually like this, okay?
And he never
I'm not
thought
an
that
itchy
he would get
bitch,
back.
okay?
He,
I
oh,
just
they're
got
not
some
gonna do
weird itch
anything.
in
They
my
didn't
ear
do
for some
anything.
fucking reason.
You know, so we kept telling him, no, you're gonna end up in DH if you don't change your ways. But he don't believe it. He's not accepting that this is
gotta
a
do something
consequence.
about it.
Because then he got in trouble after he went back from OSS. It was the next week sometime. He got in trouble again for kicking a boy in the balls.
Harley would also have more altercations with his parents, disputes that reportedly would result in him running away to stay with friends. The only reasonably stable element of Harley's life at this point was his YouTube channel. He continued to post through 2019, and his page seemed like the only place that we truly see Harley happy. He loved making content despite his family woes, school drama. Harley found a way to put a smile on his face when the camera was on and the gameplay was rolling. So, with this being his only respite from the chaos that was his life at the time, why did he stop uploading? Why does the Harley Dilly 2.0 channel sit abandoned?
It won't be too long. I'll be right back. I have just the thing for it. I just have the thing for that ass. Give me 1 second. It'll take not but one moment. Okay. Come on, honey. How embarrassing, how mortifying to have such an itchy ear at a time like this with freaking outer space vomit watching. Are you fucking kidding me? With my whole dang ass hanging out. Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously, you're gonna do this to me right now? With fucking outer space vomit watching? You're gonna fucking make me look like my whole dang ass is hanging out? How the fuck dare you? What the hell's going on? Okay. This'll do. This'll do. Okay. Come on, man. Won't even give me a shirt. The fucking gods are conspiring against me right now. Okay, remove this. What are you doing? Where's that even coming from? Okay. Okay. Shut the fuck up, okay? You do what I tell you to do. Alright, stop sharing that. And now present this. And I'll go attend to my annoying ear issue, whatever the fuck that is. I think some goddamn cat hair. I was just about to say cat ear again. Cat hair got in my damn ear. Okay. There we go. I'll be right back.
A fairly common complaint that ENT doctors often hear about is the excessively itchy ear. The top 5 causes of an itchy ear complaint are as follows. Typically, patients with itchy ears due to earwax have earwax that is more light-colored, dry, and flaky in appearance. Treatment is removal of the earwax using liquid drops, flushing with water, or professional removal with a doctor. The itching should resolve immediately. Especially in men who frequently get haircuts, loose hair may fall into the ear canal. Just like a piece of loose hair on the face, it can trigger an annoying itchy sensation. Treatment is removal of the offending piece of hair the same way you would remove earwax. The itching should resolve immediately. Just like dry skin elsewhere on the body that may pop up, the ear canal skin can also become dry. When it becomes excessively dry, it becomes very itchy. Treatment is to gently apply facial lotion to the ear canal skin with a Q-tip or finger a few times a day. If the itching is very deep in the ear canal, a few drops of sweet oil or mineral oil will work better. Symptoms should resolve within 1 week. Ear canal skin itself can become irritated, inflamed, and itchy due to a condition similar to eczema. Treatment is careful application of a steroid cream to the ear canal skin with a Q-tip or finger.
I don't think I have any of these.
Sometimes a few drops of sweet oil or mineral oil will work as an alternative. However, sometimes a prescription steroid eardrop may be required for successful resolution, typically
I guess
within
saying
1 to
hair
2
and ear
weeks.
together is kind of fuck
If
you up.
any
That's
mold
what
or
it is.
fungus
That's what it
grows-
is. It's normal. I'm not like a fucking marble mouth dumbass. It's because hair and ear sound very similar. They sound so similar that I can basically just mix them up into one weird word that sounds like here. Okay. Let's get back to the abandoned channel and I mean, this seems like this is just tragedy after tragedy. These are, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but these are very bummer stories. Because this kid just seems like he has a bad, sad life, and I don't think it's going to end well for him, unfortunately. It just seems like a tale of suffering and death.
Would be published on December
What are you
10th,
gonna do?
2019. It was
fucking
Madden mobile
horrible
gameplay
thing.
with commentary. Nothing out of the ordinary.
The only game I watched of week 14 was the Browns, and then I watched a little bit of the Chiefs versus Patriots. Boom, Austin Eckler with the touchdown. Well, that took a while to score a touchdown with him. Not saying that it's his fault.
A little over a week later, a mysterious
Still a
set
lot
of
of this video
circumstances would play out that had the internet and law enforcement up in a frenzy looking for answers, as Harley would go missing. According to reports, on Friday, December 20th, 2019, Harley woke up and reluctantly went to school after insisting to his parents that he should be allowed to stay home for the day. His parents wouldn't budge, as it was the last day of school before Christmas break, and they thought, Harley, you really just need to go. I mean, you're about to get a vacation anyways. So later, Harley Dilly would be spotted on a neighborhood surveillance camera heading to the direction of his school. However, Harley would never make it to his destination on this day. He seemingly vanished from the face of the earth and would never be seen alive again. The school day would come to an end, and Harley never comes home. His father would report his son missing to the authorities on the following day, on December 21st at 11:50 p.m. Now, the reasoning given that they waited for such a long time in between the disappearance and the report is apparently because they were used to Harley running away and thought that this was just another one of those circumstances. Maybe he was staying with a friend. But after an entire day had passed, they figured that wasn't the case and started to actually get worried that something bad had happened to Harley. Yeah, it is a little bit suspicious and kind of weird. I mean, many of you out there probably grew up in a house where that wouldn't be the case, but whatever. On December 22nd, 2019, police began searching a 150-acre area around where Harley was last spotted, hoping for a miracle. Given Harley Dilly's history for running away, Port Clinton police didn't initially suspect foul play. They thought it was just a missing child case. Being treated as a runaway child case of sorts, on Christmas Eve, the investigation would escalate as the local authorities would issue a missing child advisory. The search would go nationwide on December 27th. This story would hit the internet as well, and internet sleuths from around the world would begin to pry into the details
Watch out for
of
those
the
internet
case
sleuths.
and
They
the
make a lot of
history Harley
mistakes, and they're
Dilly's
behind a
online
lot
presence.
of abusive
These
people who don't
sleuths
deserve
began
to be
become
harassed or
suspicious
abused.
of his mother. Internet detectives soon took to social media to accuse Harley Dilly of murdering her own son, sourcing interviews that she had previously participated in with the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, claiming she was lying in these interviews about everything. They also found an old stream that Harley did where he was complaining about being locked out of his house. And this would be used as evidence against Heather Dilley by these conspiracy theorists.
And I went to talk to my assistant principal because he's like the only person I can really trust in this. So I went to talk to him, and he told me that my mom never called the police. So she lied to me to get me scared, and she locked me out of the house. So right now I'm outside. Yep, the house is locked. It is 3:30. I haven't ate anything.
They claim that she was a neglectful mother or at the worst, killed him. Real-world police, they didn't share the suspicion that the internet sleuths had, though, surprisingly. The police had actually done somewhat of an investigation on the parents already, even having cadaver dogs go into their house and look around for Harley. They didn't treat them as suspects at all. They had been totally ruled out. Heather was also spearheading a social media effort at the time to find her son, and even posted a video to Facebook urging people to help find Harley.
Find me. You all want to see what I look like when I'm not taking my meds to help. You want to know what it's like to have a son missing. It hurts. It makes you feel like you can't go on, but you have to go on. You don't understand. You seriously don't know what it feels like. Stop bashing my family. Harley, please come home. Please come home. Let him go. Please. I want him home. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of being strong when I can't be. You guys are such monsters.
A guilty party could do something like this, I guess, but it's unlikely. You know, people were saying she was pulling a Christopher Watts move, if you know what I'm saying. Despite the mother's visible distress regarding this situation, online sleuths continue to accuse her of murder and other serious crimes, you know, maybe kidnapping or child trafficking. The police would catch wind of these armchair amateurs and would comment, quote, "It's unbelievable," Chief Hickman said. "I never really looked at it that way until I started following other cases of people who went missing. Some of the same people commenting on Harley were on those pages. So I don't know if they just sit at home and think up conspiracies. I don't understand it." An award of nearly $20,000 was offered to anyone who knew about where Harley was or what could have happened to him. And this...
So, man, YouTube's really taking their pound of flesh, huh? Oh, whatever. Does that even make sense with that? I don't know.
And this reward would eventually help in police getting a break. On January 13th of 2020, a tip would come in that led to police performing a search of an unoccupied summer home that was across the street from the Dilley residence. There, they would make an astonishing discovery, as Harley's coat and his glasses were found on the second floor of the property on the ground. Knowing he could likely be somewhere at the house, they performed a hurriedly yet thorough search of the entire place. And during this final scrying effort, Harley Dilley's body was found. The location of the body baffled all in attendance, as his remains were lodged in the chimney of the home. Looked pretty sus at first, but after thinking things over, police determined that there was still no foul play. They presented the following explanation for Harley's untimely death. Harley Dilley left his house that morning and never had any intent to go to school. Rather, what he was going to do was find a place that he could camp out for the day and simply return after school was out, so it looked like he went without ever having to go. It was cold outside that day, so Harley needed somewhere somewhat warm to stay in. And that's when he got the idea to stay at this vacant summer home. This house actually has an antenna pole outside of it that is climbable. And they said that Harley climbed up this pole, scaled up it, and then basically tried to enter the house through the chimney, fell through, and got stuck. In the process of trying to get himself loose, Harley Harley would lose his jacket and his glasses, which fell down and emptied out through the bottom of the chimney. He was never able to free himself, and Harley died from asphyxiation, lodged in the flue. Many in the local community were satisfied with this explanation, and Harley's death was deemed a freak accident of sorts, a tragedy nonetheless. But even with his body found and the family officially cleared, the online mob still raged, and they continued to try to pin the mother as being responsible, or went as far as alleging that the cops were trying to cover for them.
First,
Something
like
that really fueled the conspiracy fires took the form of this picture, which showed Harley's coat hanging from atop of a door in the same house where Harley's body was found. This photo is somewhat confusing, as if Harley Dilly died in the chimney flue, then how did his coat get on the door? Well, it was later explained that during evidence collection and photography, one of the detectives put this, coat up on the door. Were the police lying, and was this coat put up there by whoever killed Harley or whoever had trafficked him? Well, and credit to the conspiracy theorists, there was something wrong about this, but it's not in the way that they were suggesting. The police had actually fucked up in the process of taking evidence, and somebody had moved the jacket up to this spot on this door, and a photo was taken of that as well, which made it seem conflicting to the story that they presented. Basically, somebody moved some evidence that they weren't supposed to move and took a photo that they shouldn't have taken. This lapse caught the police department off guard as the rookie mistake got published online. Quote, "The mistake that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life is we hung the coat on that door," Chief Hickman said. "We should have blocked the windows during the search, but that's hindsight." When police confirmed that they were in fact the ones who put the coat above the door, the ferocious true crime addicts didn't believe their story. This virtual aggression manifested into the real world as protesters and demonstrators would flock around Port Clinton all through this investigation and even after the body had been found.
They criticized the job authorities were doing and demanded the cops bring in the FBI and National Center for Exploited and Missing Children.
In all reality, both entities had been a part of this investigation for weeks at that point. Some protesters even got arrested for trespassing onto the property where Harley was found dead. The online sleuths would later create a petition on change.org for the arrest of Harley's parents, citing negligence. This petition got over 40,000 signatures. Despite a concluded investigation and official documents that exonerated the parents from any wrongdoing, people on the internet still believe that Harley Dilly's parents were responsible for his death to this day. There are some elements behind his disappearance that are somewhat suspicious, but I think if you piece together the backstory of Harley and his troubles at home, I think it is certainly possible for a kid to try to climb up an antenna tower and camp out into a house. Naturally, Harley Dilly's channel now remains as an abandoned YouTube channel, and in case you were wondering, that's how it happened. That was the story of Harley Dilly.
Sad story.
It's always unsettling when you discover an abandoned YouTube channel. Finding a page that was once full of life and activity sitting dormant and forlorn. It always makes you wonder what became of the creator. The answer isn't always clear at first. Now, most of the time, these folks decide.
The ultimate AI voiceover for video creators. Explore voices exclusive to Artlist in the voice catalog. Find the perfect voice for your video. Put your text into the box. Customize your voiceover to match your vision. Generate, listen, and download.
Oh my god. Robots are taking all of our fucking jobs.
Decided YouTube just wasn't for them.
Terminator
and
out there, folks. Be
careful.
careful.
But in a handful of cases, like Kenny Veach, for example, and the next abandoned channel that we're discussing, their final video is directly related to the reason of the untimely abandonment. Which brings us to the story of Hobstow, the train-surfing YouTuber who met an unfortunate demise. James, or Jim William Stobie, a.k.a. Stobe the Hobo, or Hobstobe, was born October 23, 1984. James would join the U.S. Coast Guard and serve 4 years. He would be honorably discharged. In addition to being a military veteran, Stobie was a veteran train hopper as well, and had been doing this for 10 years at the time of his channel's creation. During his ventures, he would document his escapades in what was more or less a guerrilla filmmaking style, showcasing his travels from train to train across the country.
Greetings, viewers. Stove Cold Steve Austin here. Stove the Hobo, whatever. Basically, little update here. This is, first of all, this is near Lake McConaughey, Nebraska. And this line here, for the rail fans in the audience, this is the UP Powder River Basin connector line from North Platte.
He kind of looks like a
and
fat
the big,
Stephen Heck.
Overland
To me.
Main Line, Chicago to Oakland line. This is where the coal comes down out of the mines. We got double tracks. So this way you've got North Platte, and then that way is the mines. There's tons of trains through here.
These rail riding ventures would be uploaded to his YouTube channel, which was created on February 15th, 2012. His first video would debut 3 days later. In the video, the 27-year-old Stobe would introduce himself as a regular guy who just needed to get from place to place.
Hello, my name is Jim Stobe.
Like me in
Let
this
me tell you a little
chair.
about myself before we get to our main topic.
That fucking thing is so fucking loud.
And
Oh,
my age, I've kind of come to a point where when I
The
travel,
chair's
I wanna
louder
travel
than
in
him.
style.
That's fucking
I wanna get
crazy.
there
Is it?
fast.
Where's the mic? He's holding the
I wanna feel
microphone
very
to his face, but his fucking
And
that
so
chair.
therefore
Oh my
this new
god, that
method
chair. I
is
gotta go
something
back.
I will now showcase to you.
Instead of
I can't
using more
open it.
conventional
He said I
methods,
can't-
Jim
that
would convey that
chair's
he had a
sick.
different
I
approach,
opened it. It was
train
funny.
hopping.
That chair is so loud. Oh my goodness. What a loud chair you have, sir. How do you even get a chair that loud? Where do you purchase a chair so very loud as that? It's a loud damn chair. Holy shit. Wow. The loudest chair I've ever
In
seen.
the video, the 27-year-old Stobe would introduce himself as a regular guy who just needed to get from place to place.
Incredibly loud chair.
Hello, my name is Jim Stobe. Let me tell you a little about myself before we get to our main topic. I'm 27 years old, and my age, I've kind of come to a point where when I travel, I want to travel in style. I want to get there fast, and I want to feel very comfortable. And so therefore, this new method is something I will now showcase to you.
Instead of
That
using
was
more
so
conventional
I'm
methods,
sorry, I'm
Jim would
something-
convey
I'm
that
so-
he had a
I'm sure something very bad happened to this man, this 27-year-old man who looks quite a bit older than 27, if I had to guess. But he that was funny. That was very funny, that video. Because he's like, I couldn't hear it the first time because I was just like, what the hell is this squeaking, man? This is out of control. But then like he was just talking about like, I prefer to enjoy the finer things, and I'm going to teach you about luxury, etc. It's like, what the fuck, man, with your squeaky ass chair, with the squeakiest chair in America, you're gonna fucking teach me about the finer things in life, like fucking Robin Leach. The fuck are you talking about, you maniac? I'm sorry. I'm sure something very bad happened to this guy, but like, he's cracking my ass up right now by being such a dang goofball.
different approach, train hopping.
The method of travel I plan on using is known as cargo freight train riding.
His first video
Cargo
acted as a
freight train
tutorial
riding.
of sorts, showcasing
Cargo
what
freight
items you
train
bring when you're
riding.
train
I'm sorry.
hopping and the
I'm
procedure that you
besmirching
use
the
from
dead.
going
I
to
shouldn't
train to
do
train
that.
as safe
I'm
as
sure this guy
possible.
died
I will now
tragically, and I feel
detail
very
the
bad about all
various
this stuff. But
accoutrements I will be
Damn,
bringing
it's a
along with
squeaky
me
ass
on this
fucking
trip.
chair. Holy
A
shit.
reasonably warm sleeping bag. A crude and yet fashionably colored pack. A comfortable one-piece fleece jumpsuit to be worn underneath this one-piece cotton jumpsuit. And while this one-piece cotton jumpsuit does come off as a bit crude
thinking about that
and
fucking chair. I
forlorn,
can't focus. I'm
might I
just thinking
add
about
that
the fucking chair.
very many famous movie stars and
I'm trying to like,
musicians
my chair's
have
squeaky.
worn
My
this
chair's
exact
like too
outfit.
squeaky.
Now, many might
and, like,
romanticize
I
train
worry
hopping,
about
but
it
in
all the
reality,
damn
it's a
time.
dirty, rugged way to
I
travel,
can't even get it to
and is
anywhere near
incredibly
squeak as
dangerous
near
no
as much
matter
as
how
that. I'm
careful
trying,
you
man.
are.
I'm rocking
Jim
that
tried his
baby.
best
It's
to
not
be as
fucking
cautious
doing
as
dick.
possible in his videos,
There's no way
but
to get a chair
nonetheless, the
that's
threat of
squeaky. You
death
couldn't get
was
this chair to
always
do that
there.
squeak. You
Stovey
fucking
told the
tried.
Daily Dot in
That's crazy,
2016,
man.
quote, "I've tried
That
a lot
chair-
of ways to
that
get
chair will
attention as
stay
an
with
artist.
me.
This seems to be the only one that people
It'll
notice.
stay with
I'm
me for
really
a while.
disappointed consistent with modern boring life in the United States and the fact that traveling basically requires a personal vehicle these days, I only make YouTube videos that are original content, and this is a way to do that with the total glut of material on YouTube these days. He would also speak to the Daily Dot about the dangers of train hopping, saying, quote, "Trying to get on or off at high speed or with too much alcohol in my system. A specific instance would be dismounting while fatigued."
You can literally watch the ads disappear in
This
real
is so
time.
fucking weird,
It's
this ad. I don't
incredibly
know what it is.
satisfying.
I'm not going to watch long enough to see what it is. But it's like, it's seemingly about
And view a limited number of
not watching ads. And it's like, yeah, buddy, I don't want to watch your fucking ad either. You're on the right track, but I think you're kind of approaching it in a
wiping
sort
out
of
and
bizarre
watching
way.
a wheel go
if you
2
ask
inches
me,
from
like,
my face. The man
doing it
apparently
through an
almost
ad,
falling
you
off
know?
and
What
getting
do
hit by the
you
train's
on
wheel.
about,
Many
you
believe that Jim was some
weirdo?
sort of homeless man given the
I'm
name
gonna
of his
skip you
channel.
as soon as I
But in
damn can. I
fact,
don't
he
care
had
what
his
you're
own
saying.
apartment and had
Skipping
many other
ads.
talents that could bring him money. Jim was an accomplished
Outside your
piano
mind.
player and scored music for the background of his videos.
This is very pretty. Stroll the whole bowl.
Not to mention he was in the military, meaning that he likely got some benefits. Throughout his ventures, Stobie would travel through the state of Illinois, the cities of Toledo, Fargo, and Jacksonville, and other cities around the country. He also traveled to Indonesia, as well as hitchhiked to Denver on July 4th to see fireworks there. As the channel gained traction, Stobie would pitch the idea for fans of his content to fund his travels. That way, he could provide even more content for viewers to enjoy.
Let's talk about the costs of doing one of the trips I do for a minute. I'd like to start by saying any voyage, whether you're going to Mars with Elon Musk or traveling by cargo train, requires a budget. Unless you want to eat dumpster food and drink tap water for an entire month.
You're a hobo,
gonna
dude.
need
Your name's
money
the
for
hobo.
food,
You gonna fucking walk the
beer,
walk or what, buddy?
an occasional hotel,
You
and
don't
then
live
just
like
some
a hobo.
extra
Don't call
cash
yourself
for a
Slow-mo
bus
the
ticket if you
hobo
get
or whatever.
stranded, or a
Hobo.
trespass ticket, any number of
I
things.
fucked
He
that
would
up.
also
Oh,
include
man.
Patreon
Oh.
incentives for donators.
That's right on the
From
damn
2012
banana
to
peel. I called him a
2017,
fucking
Stobie
slur.
would
I'm
regularly
sorry.
upload
I'm
his
sorry,
adventurous
man.
thrill rides to
I'm
his
sorry. I
channel.
didn't mean to do
Almost
that.
40 episodes were published.
Slow the
His
hobo.
videos had something
I
of
don't
a
remember.
nostalgic
Something
feel to them. They
like
were
that.
very
I'm sorry.
lo-fi in quality.
That was a
and it was
genuine
almost as if,
error.
you were watching a guy LARP as like a Great Depression era train hopper / panhandling. It was a way to see a part of America that you really don't see normally, the tracks and the area around that. Jim had other YouTube plans as he wanted to create a channel where he was stationary in it. He admitted that he had ideas for a commentary channel that he would call Stobe Attack, where he commentated on current events and news stories that popped up. But sadly, Stobe would never get to partake in this second channel, as activities on the first would lead to his demise. One of
That's
Jim's
kinda what I
last
figured.
train
He died
ride
hopping in a
adventures
chair.
would be
Or
uploaded to
something.
YouTube on November 6, 2017, in which he would jump on a train in Wendover, Wyoming. In the video, you could see the type of risks he routinely took. A precarious stunt with a confident man moving with the expertise of a 10-year train hopping veteran.
Jesus. I gotta be really careful till I'm in front. Up here. Careful. Okay.
Holy shit. This is scary,
It's not
man.
great. This is not great, but it'll work. I hope.
Sadly, though, shortly after this video, Stobie would be involved in a terrible mistake that would cost him his life. An unlisted video published to his YouTube channel would show Jim in the Baltimore area. He was talking about avoiding rain and apparently was about to perpetrate a train hop.
This train actually goes all the way to Selkirk. This is the 410. But, I mean, the rain, this is, forget it. We got heavy rains going on, which I'm not into.
Now, it's never actually been officially concluded how Stobe really died, but on November 8th of 2017, Hobe Stobe was found dead in Baltimore, Maryland, around some train tracks. Apparently, he had fallen off of an overpass onto the tracks below. The man was dead at only 33 years old. Stobe's death would lead to a lot of confusion online, as Many couldn't fathom a veteran train hopper like him making what they
I
saw
can
as a
easily
rookie
see how he
mistake.
died,
There were
but,
many
like,
conspiracy
also,
theories surrounding
it's
his
not
death, but
impossible
it
that
was
somebody
pretty clear
killed him or
that Soap had
something,
either
you know?
been
Like,
hit
I'm
by
sure
a
there's
train or
fucking
had fallen while
bad
trying to
fucking
hop on
people
one. His body was identified
you
due
know,
to his fingerprints
like a
that
real
were put
dang
into
hobo's
the
probably a
database when he
fucking
was in the
rapist that'll
military.
fucking
Stove's
kill you with a
obituary
damn
would read,
knife or
quote,
something,
"To
you
some,
know?
he will become a legend through his
When
life's
a real
work,
hobo,
and to others, he
one
will
who's
be
willing to
fondly
eat garbage,
remembered
unlike this
solely
fucking
for
guy,
his
you know, who's
quirky
not a
yet
real
lovable
hobo,
self, as
which is
evidenced
probably a
by
good
his
thing, 'cause a
humor,
real hobo
fierce wit,
is a fucking
compassion,
rapist. He'll kill you
deadpan
with a fucking
delivery,
knife, so you don't wanna
solicited
run
and
to a real hobo, but
unsolicited
maybe he did.
commentary on just about anything, unbridled
But then he
passion
has
for
stab wounds, I guess.
unconventional living, mad piano skills, the enormous talent that he generously shared with all the lives he intersected with, and countless other things. He will indeed be greatly missed by all who knew him, while leaving an irreparable gaping hole in the hearts, minds, and souls
you know,
of his
you have a
family.
dangerous.
Around
I mean,
the
I'm
time
sorry,
of his
it's
final
sad time, but
upload,
like you have a
Stove had
dangerous
close to
hobby. You know,
11,000
you run the
subscribers.
risks, and
He now
sometimes
has
you pay the price. And unfortunately,
56,600 to
what
this
happened to
day.
him.
His channel remains abandoned. She seemed happy, excited to entertain, and was adored by thousands of viewers. They called her
Seemed
the
happy.
British boxer.
Starting with she seemed
Colossal
happy makes
Carnage
me think this is
08
gonna
was
be a tape
primed to be a
suicide.
massive success on YouTube. Her last upload was May 2nd of 2010. This is her story. In January of 2008, YouTuber Boxy Babe, or Boxy as she's most commonly known on the internet, set the web on fire after going viral, showcasing her bubbly charisma and personality.
Okay, hi, my name is Foxy, and I was just surfing on the internet like I do, and I happened across your video, and so I watched
nuts,
it,
man.
and you were talking about me, and so I just thought that I should make you this video.
I mean,
to
I don't know.
help
I
you
don't
There
know.
were
I
many
haven't
boxing
known what
clones
it's like
out
to have
there
that
after
kind
the
of
queen
energy
went
in a
viral.
very,
You
very
could say there
long
was an
time.
untapped market for this type of creator.
One
she's a young
British
woman. I'm not gonna
YouTuber,
shit
likely
for that.
inspired by Boxy,
would show up online about a year later, boasting a similar persona to Boxy. Her name was Chloe Shaw. Chloe created her YouTube channel Colossal Carnage 08 on December 18th, 2008, creating her first video July 24th, 2008.
In Ohio,
Damn.
a 10-year-old girl
They stalked
was
me
raped
endlessly.
and became pregnant, but a state abortion ban prevented her from getting the care she needed. Under Florida's current near-total
man.
abortion ban, that could happen here, too. That's
That's where
why
I
we
live.
must vote yes on Amendment 4.
It is the worst place on earth. I'll have you know. It is the very worst place on the face of the earth.
List your vacation
Hey,
rentals
let me
on
skip this shit
Booking.com.
already. Video plays soon. Not enough if you ask me.
2009
There we go.
when she was
Okay.
17 years old. About a year later, though, her career would be non-existent online, as there was something else behind this bubbly personality that was unnoticed by friends and family. This brace-faced teenager's first video consisted on her giving herself a scene kid makeover.
Hi there YouTube, my name's Colossal Carnage and it's about 3 in the morning and I'm bored out my brains and I was talking to a
She's
friend
British.
and he
I
said,
didn't
you know,
catch
I'm about
that.
to log off because I know you're probably going to do an all-nighter and can't bother to go back on the PS3, I'll give you something to do. And so now we have a little wager because I'm, well, how people have the like, I'm seen, I'm this,
Back
I'm
in those
like,
dirty
cool, I'm
PS3
goth.
days.
I don't have one. I'm just
I
whatever.
remember them well. Those are hard times for
Usually
everybody.
big baggy top from HMV and skinny jeans, whatever works. And he said, I dare you to go scene, then post on YouTube. So I thought, yeah, why not?
Okay, we can kind of move on from this. We don't need to watch the
Videos
whole
like this
fucking
back in the
makeover.
day
Okay,
got a
thank
lot
you.
of interaction, and her comments would be filled with pervs commenting on her looks. You know, it's the 17-year-old girl, guys. But Chloe
was
fought
weird. They
back
shoulda had
against
some
these
talking over
creeps
that.
and
That was just,
trolled
like,
them by
kinda dead
making
air.
a
It was
jump
weird.
scare video. While in school, Chloe was a successful theater kid who was attending the Birmingham Theater School. She was very witty and had great camera presence. Using her charisma, she was able to foster something of a fan base. Her mom says, quote, she had a lot of fans on YouTube, and they just liked her quirkiness and her sense of humor, unquote. Chloe seemed to have had an interesting rapport with her fans, as she would often tease them and joke about some of the people watching her, saying they were losers, insinuating that they needed to go outside and touch grass. One such video like this is get the fuck off YouTube,
Having contempt for
losers.
your audience is something
no,
I can get behind. I
presuming
think
name
that's a
is,
fun bit.
I saw your rant video, and what I can take out of it is, 1, you're a fat ass, and 2, you need to lose weight. Not because, well, not because you might enjoy being
I was gonna say this isn't the kind of humor I want to support after saying that, but then I was like, then again, yeah, you gotta remember, it was those dirty PS3 days, and things were different back then. They were hard times for everybody. I remember them well, and sometimes the people made mistakes. They weren't things that we would say today.
Keep doing this.
Like things about people's weight like this.
So try that.
These unkind words.
It's probably for the best. You fat piece of shit.
Chloe would continue the trend of giving herself makeovers and uploading 2 a.m. rant videos where she would criticize popular YouTubers for some time. Doing this, she got close to 300 subscribers, and she was so happy about this, she uploaded a celebration video when she crossed the mark in September of '09.
Hello, it's me. And I have 300 subscribers. And I thought to celebrate I should do a Sparta thing. You know, as in the movie 300, yeah. I was too lazy for that, and I found that I couldn't be asked. So instead, I'm going to tell you about a dream I had.
She would also share with fans that theater school was going well and that she had aspirations to act in the future.
I feel
she
the need to
detailed
say
how she
something
got a
right
role
now.
in a Shakespearean
There's very
play,
little to this,
and she did a
but
makeover on her
this is something
channel, showing fans
the need to say
what the character
but
would
has so
look
little
like.
opportunity to say
I
it
said in
often.
one of the
And this
videos
young
that
woman did
we're
nothing
doing
wrong.
Winter's Tale. Well, that's our
I mean,
Shakespeare.
but still, hold on a minute, ma'am. I need to say something. She said something about 300 and Spartans, and a lot of people like to reference the Spartans and say like, oh, hey, I'm like the Spartans. I'm a tough guy like the Spartans. I rep with the Spartans. The Spartans are my guys. This is someone who knows a little bit about ancient history, maybe a little bit more than some of these people do. I just want to say really quick that the Spartans were some of the worst fucking people in the ancient world. They were horrible slavers. I know slavery existed in the ancient world. I understand that, okay? But there's a difference between how slavery existed in the form of like conquests and whatnot like that, and the way that the Spartans did it, where they had a class called the Helots that were like just inherently classified as slaves, and they treated them very, very, very poorly. The Spartans had 2 kings always, and one of the reasons they did that is because when one would go to war, they'd always have to make sure that one would stay behind, because if they didn't, things would get out of hand with the Helots, because they would eat them raw, they said, if they got the opportunity. That's how much they hated them. That was the words they used, and those always stuck with me. So like, they hated how the Spartans treated them so much because it was so inhumane. They treated them badly, even for a time where slavery was largely accepted. It was still understood that the Spartans still, by that standard, treated their people very, very badly. And they're also just a bunch of shit talkers also, who weren't really as tough as they said they were. You know, a lot of times their whole deal was supported by the fact that they were, had a few notable battles that they won, very significant, important victories. Thermopylae with the Spartan 300 is one of those, but they are not invulnerable, and they were often proven false on the battlefield because they weren't nearly as tough or undefeatable as they appeared. So if you're a Spartan and you're saying like I'm a Spartan guy, it's like, one, you probably don't know what the fuck you're talking about with how, you know, awful they were as people and how they treated others inhumanely, like in a really awful way. But or also like you're not really a super tough guy. I'm sorry to digress. Let's get back to the YouTube video.
Project, and I have the role of Mamilius,
She just barely mentioned that, but I see people doing that all the time. You see like a Spartan decal, like a Spartan helmet decal on someone's car, and I'm just like, fuck you, you fucking dickhead. You don't even know what the fuck you're fucking even lying to yourself with.
And we're doing it in the 40s and then the 60s.
Fuck you.
So I'm basically a hippie selling myself and drugs to everyone because it's all about free love and hippies and woo.
Around the time of the play that she was in premiering in 2009, Chloe would upload a video revealing that she had finally gotten her braces removed. She seemed happy and everything seemed to have been going great. She explains that she just got a guy's number that she was interested in and was hanging out with old friends and reconnecting with people from her past. Sadly though, things weren't as they seem, as Chloe had something of a mask on, you could say. After December of 2009, Chloe Shaw's uploads to the Colossal Carnage channel started slowing down. Her final upload would be on May 2nd of 2010. It seemed like any other upload from Chloe. She just was being bubbly and charismatic in the video, rambling about whatever she wanted.
Hello, it's been a while. Sorry about that. It's just I've been in the outdoors living life, and I dyed my hair purple, which you can't really see here, but I'll put a photo in. Pa! So yes, how my hair actually looks now. But you can't see because it's so dark in my room, because I hang around in the dark to reflect the darkness of my... No, not really, I can be an emo for shit. I hope you're all brilliant. This is going to be a quick video now, because I've got home and I'm flustered, and I thought, do a video, do it now when you're excited and happy, and not doing what you've done for the past 3 weeks, 2 months, possibly.
You're showing too
And
much
go,
of the video again,
oh,
buddy.
just wait, don't worry,
Come on.
they won't mind.
Let's
And
clip this up or
and then
whatever.
a bit more subscribers. And I'm sorry, so hello new people. I love you all people, big hugs all around. I hope you can feel the love here. Yeah, I totally lost where I was going with that, but I'm quite comfortable hugging myself. There's no one else with. No, they will. They will, if I drag them.
This video was titled Pal. It's the most viewed video on her channel, and that's because it was the last thing she ever uploaded before committing suicide. Reportedly 3 weeks after this video, Chloe Shaw made her way to the Sully Hill Park.
She wouldn't leave the park alive.
She was found later in the evening by a passing dog walker. Chloe's death was a shock to her family and many in her fan base. The exact reasoning behind her making this choice is unclear to this day, but there are some theories out there. There was a contingent of online trolls that despised these creators that were similar to Boxy and Chloe. And some speculate that, well, she might have been receiving some serious trolling and bullying behind the scenes. After she had passed, Chloe's mother started to notice a bombardment of hate comments on her channel, with trolls vocalizing their pleasure about Chloe's death. Quote, LOL,
that's
she's
some really
dead.
sick
Ha ha
shit.
ha, the
That's really-
bitch is dead.
there's some-
Chloe's
so
mother
many
would go on to
fucking
say that it
evil
felt like she
stories
had
on
been
the internet
assaulted.
about,
Quote,
like,
it was like somebody had
people
punched
taking
me.
joy
I was
in
winded.
people, like,
I
being,
felt
like, especially,
sick.
like, there's, like, a
It's
bunch of those
inhuman
stories about,
because
like,
the
people
lack
on
of
live
empathy
streams,
is
like, saying, I'm gonna kill
astonishing.
myself,
I'd
and
like to
people are
have
like,
one
do
of
it,
them
do it,
stand
and they
in front of
fucking
me,
do.
and
Like,
I'd
they
like
really
to say,
do, and it's
okay,
fucking
you're not
insane.
hiding
It's just,
behind
like,
your
some of
little
the
name, and
most
you're not
awful
hiding
shit I've
behind
ever
your little
heard, and I
cartoon
just don't
picture.
understand
Say
it.
it to
It's
my
fucking
face, because I don't think they could. The British
fucking
authorities were
evil
notified
damn
about this
impulse.
mean-spirited
I don't know, I
activity,
don't- I
and they
don't
actually did
hope it
set out
drives
to
somebody-
investigate
it's
the
sad, I
accounts
hope it drives
posting
somebody
these hateful
something like
comments.
that.
YouTube would speak out about it as well, and they tried to take action and ban as many accounts as they could. This small group of detractors would go away with time, and Chloe's channel remains up to this day. You can visit it now to get a glimpse
That's a
into
very
her
sad
life,
story.
and
It
it
seemed like
acts as
she
a
very-
memorial of sorts. Rest in
It
peace
seemed
to
like she
Chloe
was a very
Shaw.
bright, lively girl. I just don't even understand. It's so sad. I
An
don't
abandoned
wonder- I just
channel that
wonder-
sits at
this
over
just makes me wonder what
100,000
could have been going on with her.
subscribers is
It seems like
Geriatric
she was-
1927. While the
It seemed
reason
like she
for
was being bullied, though, but
Geriatric's
she seemed like a good
disappearance from
spirits in her
YouTube
videos,
isn't
but that doesn't
super
necessarily mean
disturbing and is probably somewhat obvious, that doesn't mean his story isn't remarkable. Geriatric was truly one of the first successful senior content creators on this
you don't
platform.
usually see a very
and he
old
used the
man
final
doing
years
this
of
sort
his
of
life
thing,
to
except,
impart
in
his
this instance and in
invaluable
this
wisdom
instance
to the
also,
younger folks
you know,
out
'cause
there.
I'm a very
This is
old
the
man
story
myself.
of Geriatric 1927. Peter Oakley, aka Geriatric 1927, was an older YouTuber born August 20th, 1927, and he had quite the life with plenty of stories to tell. And in his old age, he discovered YouTube. The old man became addicted after finding these videos and decided that he would start uploading content of his own.
The old man came addicted to YouTube after finding these videos. Like, this motherfucker talking about me.
And
You talking about my ass?
fascinating place to go to see all the wonderful videos that you young people have produced. So I thought I'd have a go at doing one myself.
He created a YouTube channel in August of 2006. His first few videos
This seems
were
like
essentially
after
test
doing
footage
YouTube?
with him
Why not?
tinkering about
What a
trying to
caprice
figure out
that
how
is.
this, YouTube thing works.
Oh,
And
just
these
a little
videos
bit of
in
a
and
laugh I'm
themselves
having
were
doing my
interesting to others on the
no,
platform. An old
it's no
man on
bother.
YouTube
It's no
back in
bother at all.
06 was like super rare.
There was a when they demobilized you, they kitted you out with a new set of clothes. Yeah, which of course was good. I had quite a nice suit and everything that went with it, shirt and tie and shoes and a suitcase. But the silliest thing was also a
Feel bad
trilby
belaboring the
hat.
point. It was like, we're
Well,
showing too much of
there
this
was
dang
no
junk.
way
Move on
a
with
young
this.
man of 20 was going to wear a trilby hat. I think they must have bought a job lot in or something.
I understand all these people make
but,
long, formless,
I don't know what
meandering
happened to
YouTube
it, but,
videos about their
actually, I
those
wish I'd got it
minutia,
now, because
minutia,
it would be so
minutia of their
as
lives.
to be,
Minutia, the minutia of their
in present
lives.
terminology, cool.
Yes, Geriatric's channel became a must-see sideshow of sorts in the best way possible. To highlight his popularity, it said that at one point he had 4,700 notifications from YouTube in his email inbox, meaning he frequently received comments from curious viewers. Users wanted to know why an old man was making videos on YouTube.
Why are you doing
Peter
this, old
decided that
man?
he would tell his life story in a series called Telling It All. This would basically be an autobiographical series that went deep into his history. Some of the stories would involve childhood retelling.
Fuck you,
about
eat
how he
shit, you
witnessed
dumb
as a young
bitch.
teenager the
Fucking
bombings of his
hit you, I'll
hometown
block
by
you
the
if you
Nazi
talk to me
Luftwaffe.
again.
It was one night.
That only
and
happened
there
once.
was an horrendous noise of
Giving me
bombs falling.
the
and
biz.
an enemy bomber had.
They're trying to sell me biz
fortunately
also. They're trying to
crossed
scam
our
me. But the
lane.
less said about the better.
Learn German.
I had to watch.
Great German
Let me
TV.
tell you about all my freaking streaming woes. German would see, you know what? I have to college for God damn it. I tried to go to
series of
college
bombs
and
as
I
it
had to
went. If it had
German
gone
didn't work
down
out.
the lane, there would have been
It's
very much more
also
chaos and casualties. It did hit one house, and
I sure also didn't learn how to speak English either, I guess, because I'm
of course with
Fern. And Fern
the
had
nasty
a
consequences that you would imagine.
a little tired.
happened.
I'm trying to get this video
But we
nonetheless. I
were
wasn't really
quite
good to watch
lucky
it this
in
long, but
that,
I heard
one of the
shit on it. I was like, I'll watch a couple of YouTube videos
did
and
land
then go to bed.
at the end
I don't
of
usually
our
stay up
garden.
this long, have you know.
At the end of our garden,
I'm a really
there
old
was a
man, and I'm
park
usually in bed by
called
like
Waterloo Park,
fucking 8 p.m. or something.
and
So like,
that bomb didn't go off and was
you know,
subsequently
I was just gonna watch. I'm just watching.
defused.
Because I watched a couple
and
videos of this guy,
taken away.
you
If it
know,
hadn't
this guy's
gone off,
channel, and they were like fucking, I don't know,
if we were
more
in
than like
our
15
shelter,
minutes long or
we-
something.
I
And I
dare
was like,
say
okay,
we
I'm
would
well
have
sitting around
survived,
here
but
talking to these
certainly if
dang
we were in
YouTube
the
videos.
house,
I might as well put this dang
not.
show on the
He
road. I might as
revealed
well
that he
fucking
joined the
do
British
this shit
Army
on
during
fucking
World
Twitch or
War
whatever.
II after being drafted.
You know?
There he became
And,
a radar technician.
From the
I didn't
age
think it
of
was gonna. I thought it was just
16
gonna be as
and
long as the
you're
other
getting
ones,
near
but
to
this
18,
video
you're
is an
waiting
hour and a
for
half
that
long.
brown
I didn't know.
envelope
I was just
come
like, this
through the
seems like
door
an interesting
that's
one. I
going
didn't see
to
how
say
long
you're
it
going-
was
you
when I
conscripted,
when I
drafted, I
considered
suppose, in the American
endeavor. And,
terminology, into the forces.
you know, I feel obligated
and
to
of course,
finish.
the
I am a little
envelope
tired, so I'm
always
sorry saying.
comes.
Geriatric
Fern
highlighted that these
and
radar
whatnot.
techs were crucial to the war effort, and mechanics were sworn to secrecy,
Even when I'm
taking
awake, though,
oaths
I'm
to
not
protect
the best at
information
talking. They're just showing
harvested
some
from
of
the
these
enemy.
fucking guys'
He even
videos.
claimed that if you leaked, you would get killed. He talked about how he met his wife and certain hobbies that he got into, such as motorcycles.
I hope I'm not like this when I'm
Colleagues
older.
that
Just talking
handled
about my life.
the sort of work that I was involved in was in Leicester, which is a town in
Yeah,
the
older was right.
very
I didn't say
centre
old. So
of,
I'm already old.
of England.
I'm already
And
old.
it's there that I met
already
my
old.
future wife. You've been dying for me to tell you that, haven't you?
Peter would become the first grandpa of YouTube, and
Eric,
his
now it's
channel
kinda
was
sweet,
a
like
hit,
that guy's chair.
taking off in the algorithm.
Damn,
Geriatric
that
had
chair was
risen
so
up
fucking
in
squeaky,
subscriber
wasn't it?
count
Oh
to
my
the
God.
point where he was the most
That
subscribed
chair-
channel on YouTube.
That chair squeaks
yes,
so-
an old man. Geriatric also holds the record
blew
as
my
the first
mind.
YouTuber to reach
It was
25,000
incredible.
subscribers.
It was one of the most
he had a huge
incredible
influence
things I've
on
ever
the
seen in my whole
platform.
life.
And
I've seen the
his
Grand
work would
Canyon.
go on to inspire
I've seen the
other
Grand
elderly
Canyon, and yet
creators
that
to make
squeaky
content.
chair
Peter was pleased to
resonated in my
see
mind
this,
just
as the
as
man had a
loudly
goal of
as
getting
those
more old
great
folks involved in the online
caverns
world so that the
that I witnessed.
memories of his generation could be preserved digitally. Yeah, Geriatric was truly a trailblazer for
Wow,
senior
what a
citizen
chair, huh?
content
What
creators. He's the one that
chair.
got the
What a
ball
wonderful
rolling. He
chair
does
we
not
saw.
support Feature Man.
I'm
though.
really glad. I'm really glad
Or,
that I said that.
what's the other dude's name? Creepy
This whole video was
Ed.
kind of a
Throughout his
bummer,
tenure
and
as a YouTuber,
a lot of it I
Geriatric
think I'm
would upload
familiar with
434
already,
videos
and it wasn't
between
as interesting. I don't know, it
2006
wasn't
and
interesting as some of the
2014.
videos
He would
I
also set up a second channel that was purely dedicated to
watched
music
earlier, but-
called Geriatric 1927 Blues.
Unfortunately, Peter's age would catch up to him.
As in 2014, he would be diagnosed with an advanced stage of cancer that was untreatable. His final video would be published in February of 2014.
This isn't. I mean,
and
it's
Peter
sad, but
passed
he is
away
like an
about a
old
month
man.
later on March
He is a
23rd,
pretty old guy.
2014, at 86
86 is
years
old.
old.
86
Although Peter's
is
life
old,
was
man.
over,
Like,
his
that's long
channel
life.
continued to obtain
I don't fucking think I'm
interaction
gonna live
as
to
his
be
account
86
would
years
hit the
old, not nearly that.
100,000 subscriber milestone 9 years
I have
after his
chronic
death
lung disease
in
right
January of
now.
2023.
I fucking
Peter
saw some
Oakley is a
fucking damn
YouTube
thing on
legend in a
TV about
variety
some
of
fucking,
ways.
I don't
He
know,
encouraged
man.
more people
Sometimes
to
I'm
come
like, I don't
onto
even
the
know if I'm gonna live
platform,
fucking to be
especially
fucking
older
50,
ones. It's always a good
freaking
idea to
55,
go back
you
to
know?
the geriatric channel and pay your
Then
respects.
then
but
you know
that's
fucking put my
geriatric
shit on
story.
here, my fucking shit on here, my Twitch streams and my fucking YouTube videos that nobody watched. Maybe
Yote
then they'll
Slaya
watch
is a now
them.
abandoned
Maybe then
YouTube
they'll watch
channel
them when I'm
once
dead.
operated by a
And
man named Brian.
tragedy.
It was a classic Let's
'Cause I
Play
had this
style
dang
channel
lung
that
disease, but I
attracted
did this
hundreds of
anyway. I
thousands
did
of
my
viewers.
best.
They played
Even if only
Borderlands and other games.
one person
but
ever watched my
the growth
boing.
of this man's media
good enough
career
for me.
would come to a crashing halt one night
And I'll die
when
on
the
the stage
YouTuber
like Jackie
decided to make an
Wilson, like a true
ill-advised
artist doing
railroad
nothing.
crossing. This
Even
is
if
the
it kills
story
my
of
already
Yote Slaya. Brian Joseph
disease ravaged
Rickard,
body.
a.k.a. Yote Slaya, was
What's
born
going on here?
December
Sorry.
17,
I'm gabbing about myself. I'm
1982
sorry.
in Terre Haute, Indiana. Brian was a blue-collar young man who lived within rural Indiana, where he would have two sons, named Matthew Wayne.
Oh, what's going on?
A lease on a new 2024 GV70 for just
Oh,
$449 per
honey
month.
baby,
Or lease a
who the hell do you think you're talking to? You think I can buy a car?
Don't let
You
buying
think I
a
can
new
buy a
vehicle
car?
frighten you.
Oh
Visit
god,
Delray-
there's like 18 things. There's like 18 damn reasons why I can't
and
get a
Dawson Lee
fucking
Rickard.
car, all right?
In his spare
Your
time, he liked to
algorithm
be
is all
outdoors
day
and
with it,
hunting.
all right?
But what he really loved
You're talking
was
to the
video
wrong guy.
gaming.
I
It would
don't
be
need
the
a car.
catalyst for his
I
YouTube
can't buy a
channel's
car.
creation. Yote Slaya, of course. Brian would
You're
start
wrong.
his channel on March 2nd of 2007, but it wasn't until September 8th of 2010 when he started uploading. The majority of Brian's content at the time was minimal, simple gameplay footage, but he would eventually evolve a bit and started using a microphone to record commentaries.
All right, boys and girls, Yote Slaya here. Got a Modern Warfare 2 gameplay for you. Doing a special dual commentary.
Oh, that's,
Got my brother-in-law
thought
here.
his voice was in the game because he sounded like a fucking guy in that game.
This is Crown and
Oh, I'm gonna get out there.
We have a Ground War
No,
Team
that's just
Deathmatch
him
on
being a
Deep
guy.
Rail.
There was somebody
There was.
There was somebody there. I think your teammate actually killed him on the way.
I like it. I kind of like his voice.
As a content creator, Brian grinded as much as possible, putting out daily uploads, playing a variety of games. Whenever he started playing Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies in March of 2011, things really changed for the up.
As did all of us. Those were good days. We all were eating good those days.
All right, boys and girls, Yote Slaya here. Got you.
I'm not.
Black
I'm not
Ops
a Call of Duty
Nazi
guy.
Zombies
I don't know what they're
gameplay.
talking about.
And this is the last 5 minutes of my level 58 run that I had. I epically fell here in a minute. I was literally dozing off in the middle of this game.
Black Ops was the start point, Borderlands would be the explosion. After posting Borderlands content in October of 2012, his views shot up to receiving about 1 million per video, and his channel was
Wow.
growing exponentially. In addition to Borderlands and Black Ops content, Brian also posted Yote Slaya vlogs, where he showcased himself
Kinda
hanging
not
out
really
with
seeing
friends
what
and
the-
family.
why-
Brian
why
also
we get
streamed
that kind
On
of
September
viewership.
1st, 2012, Brian would
my
in fact
YouTube videos
stream
are
for 13
I think
hours,
a lot better,
33
not
minutes,
they're
and
more
37
interesting than that, you know.
seconds in
I'm gonna get
celebration
back
of
to
his
that soon, I think, too, making my elder
1,337th
videos.
video.
Put that on
Which
the
spells
back
out
burner for a
LEET,
minute.
if you don't
Trying
know.
to figure out what the
Needless to
hell
say,
fucking
Brian
Twitch is,
enjoyed
but
his
I might do
newfound
that, I
career
guess.
as a YouTuber. It
think
allowed him
that's
to
what the
provide
people
for
might
his
want from me.
family in a way never
I have
before financially, and the
following.
fact that he could spend more time with his loved ones. Sadly, though, this man would only get to exist as a popular content creator for a short time, as, well, his death was around the corner. On Wednesday, October 23rd,
I feel like it involves
2013,
firearms
this
somehow, I don't know
30-year-old
why.
YouTuber would make an ill-advised decision. As he and his friends,
20-year-old Ashley Pugh
and 24-year-old Ryan Cook, they were joyriding around Virgo County, Indiana, while allegedly
Oh, it's a car
partaking in a
accident.
few alcoholic beverages. It was
Oh,
about
no.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
Now, there's been a lot of debate
Talking
on
about
who
I
was
can't drive a
behind the
car.
wheel of
We're
the
getting pretty
vehicle
close
at the
to
time
home,
of this
honey, with
encounter,
things
but
that I ain't
whoever
got
it
going
was,
on with
be it
me.
Ryan or
Not
one
to-
of his
not to say
friends,
much.
whoever was behind the
You
wheel,
gotta subscribe.
made the choice
Like,
to
that would
try
at
to
least say
beat
that.
an
You gotta
oncoming
work. You wanna
train
learn
at
the
a
fucking
railroad
horrible truth about
intersection.
Uncle
This
Game Boy,
foolish feat
his
did not
sordid
bode well
past.
for
You
Brian
gotta
and
at least
company, as
subscribe.
the driver
At
would
least
fail the
subscribe to get that.
objective and the vehicle would collide
Gotta
with the
fucking make you
massive
earn that
locomotive,
dang
the
shit, at
train
least,
smashing
alright?
into
My
the
fucking-
side of the pickup truck that they were in.
Have your-
The collision would
something.
be so violent that it ejected
that sucks.
Brian and Ashley from the vehicle. They would be pinned underneath it, all in the vehicle
Sorry, my
died.
cat's going
Before
nuts.
Brine's name was even
going
announced to the
nuts.
public, fellow
Freaking
content
cats.
creators viewers had caught wind of the death, and they would make comments on
They
social media
frustrate me to
regarding
no
his
end. Let me tell you,
passing.
these freaking
Condolences
cats.
would be all over Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook.
Let me do my
Ryan
show, you
Seo's
fucking
live channel
assholes.
is still considered considered one of the largest Borderlands 2 channels on YouTube, even without him uploading for close to 10 years. He's renowned as a YouTube legend, and his channel will remain abandoned. On YouTube, there exists a channel by the name of Martin Het. It was created by an, at the time, British teenager of the same name back in '07. It used to be frequently updated by the creator, who posted various vlogs and re-upload clips of the British sitcom Coronation Street. However, this activity would cease on April 16, 2017, after the upload of what would be the channel's final video. After this upload, Martin Het's channel remains forsaken to this day, and the tragic circumstances surrounding its abandonment would make international news headlines. This is the tragic story of Martin Het. Martin Het was born on December 15, 1987 in Tameside, England, growing up happy with his mother and father. Martin had multiple siblings, including his older brother, Dan Het, who is notable for being an award-winning digital artist and game developer. Martin has been
I'm not even fucking around. Pause for a second, please. Come on. That's very, very close to my actual birthday. I'm born on December 16th, 1986. And then my sister was born in 1987 on Christmas, actually. So his birthday's very close to my
life as a natural-born entertainer, a class clown of sorts in school, and a social butterfly in his everything else that's not school, pretty much. He was always down to meet new people and try to get a laugh out of them. His penchant for amusing others would eventually lead him down the path of YouTube content creation, with him uploading various skits and comedy bits, and also re-uploads of Coronation Street throughout the years. When Martin was still a teenager, on August 29, 2007, he would create the Martin Het YouTube channel. His first video would be a trailer of sorts that was a dramatization consisting of multiple vlogs showing elements of his personal and social life. The piece titled Martin's Life Season 1 Trailer. This video was uploaded on September 3rd of 2007, and the next 3 pieces of content that Martin uploaded were in the same vein. Mainly, they were just highlight videos of Martin and his friends goofing about on camera, as well as performing skits and comedy acts. His uploads would be infrequent at this point, as there didn't really seem to be a purpose for the channel. Martin just didn't take it too seriously. He was uploading whatever at the time. However, the content uploaded to Martin's channel would begin to shift in 2012, with the bulk of the uploads consisting entirely of clips from a British soap opera called Coronation Street, which you'll soon find is Martin's favorite TV show of all time. Coronation Street, often referred to by fans as Corey, is one of the longest running television shows in history. A huge fan of the show, it would be through uploading clips from this sitcom that Martin would find his first shock of YouTube attention, as a cult following of Coronation Street fans would discover his channel and treated it as a niche fan page of sorts for the show. On December 1st, 2012, Martin would upload his most popular video to his channel, which consisted of a collection of one of Corey's main characters, Audrey Roberts, making her signature questioning sigh over and over again.
It's a bit late worrying about that, huh? You love it, don't you, huh? So what are you gonna do, A wake-up call for what precisely?
Basically, Martin forming a highlight reel slash meme edit out of love for the character. This video would go on to accumulate over 700,000 views and would solidify Martin's channel into a Coronation Street hub of sorts for super fans of the show. Every piece of content subsequently uploaded by Martin that had anything to do with this soap opera would get a decent amount of views from fellow fans. We're talking thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Martin had, intentionally or not, created a community of people with similar interests. And considering the waning popularity of the show, you know, it's 60 years old at this point, I'm sure fans appreciated his channel as a place where they could talk freely and laugh with others about their love for this piece of media. Martin, in his own way, had done thousands of online strangers across the internet a favor by freebooting these clips. I call it chaotic good copyright infringement. Now, outside of the internet, Martin's life was going pretty well. In 2013, the man's IRL career was jump-started after he managed to find employment as a PR manager for the Manchester-based business agency Rumpus. Even with traditional employment, Martin still expressed himself creatively online and divulged more personal details about his personal life to fans. Martin would be open about the fact that he was gay, and he would from time to time share photos online showing him attending LGBTQ events. And aside from his fanaticism for Coronation Street, Martin also began openly showcasing his standhood for Mariah Carey on YouTube, posting many clips and videos regarding the woman, solidifying the singer as his second most loved obsession, if you will. He got even more popular IRL, with the guy getting on game shows at one point, and in April of 2015,
wearing your hat like
Martin would actually get an opportunity to meet Mariah
crazy.
Carey, and he ended up getting one of his t-shirts signed by the woman.
Sorry.
Yes, thanks to his YouTube channel's popularity with Coronation Street fans, Martin began to become somewhat famous.
Crazy to me for some.
Help save lives. Donate plasma today. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing.
You know what, my rancid plasma, trust me.
Famous IRL. As a result of him sparking the fan base, he was invited on several radio shows to discuss his peculiar affinity for Coronation Street, his love for the show getting so extreme that he actually got a tattoo of one of the characters' names on his body. That tattoo being in honor of Deidre Barlow, which was his favorite character, apparently. In a radio interview, Martin would discuss that he was such a big fan of the show that his entire house was basically a museum or shrine dedicated to the soap opera.
How you doing, Martin?
I'm alright, thanks. How are you?
Is inner calf correct description of where it is?
Yes, yeah, inner calf, yeah.
Inner calf, right. And give people an idea of the dimensions of your tattoo.
The dimensions, oh right, so it's just over half of my lower leg.
So you're a fan of Coronation Street then?
I'm a Coronation Street super fan, yes. My house is practically a Coronation Street museum.
In hilarious fashion, Martin would actually later appear on television on an episode of Tattoo Fixers, and what they did was basically pimp out his Deidre tattoo to make it a full portrait of the woman. He was all in with Coronation Street. Yes, in both the online and real world, Martin was thriving. He was able to express himself freely, had something of a fan base, a solid career in media brewing up, and an ever-expanding network and social circle. The future was looking like it couldn't be brighter for the young man. But of course, this is a video all about abandoned channels with disturbing backstories. So what happened? Martin's last YouTube video would be published to his channel on April 16th of 2017. It was a meme-style edit video in which Martin showed Liverpool singer Heidi Raines providing the siren sound for an emergency vehicle. Martin didn't have time to publish any more content for the rest of this month, as after all, he was preparing for an Ariana Grande concert that was to take place in Manchester in just a few weeks. Yes, that Ariana Grande concert.
Moments from the end, this. What? Look to the left of the screen, the flash of the explosion, and then the boom. Inside the arena, this is what it was like.
Oh my god. What's going on? What just happened? What's going on? Oh my god!
On Monday, May 22nd, 2017, prior to getting to the Grande show, Martin would attend a radio interview for BBC Radio 5 Live. He was invited to speak as a result of his online fame regarding Coronation Street and what he had done for the fandom. In many ways, this would serve as Martin's final address to the niche online fan base that he had fostered over the last decade. Sometime after 6 p.m., he would take a tram to Manchester with one of his friends, the men getting hyped for the show and listening to Ariana Grande's music on the way there. Martin would arrive at the show at 8:45 p.m. as Ariana Grande had already taken the stage.
Come on, man,
An
really?
estimated 14,200 fans were in attendance. Martin would meet his other friends at this concert, and they made their way to the front row where they watched and enjoyed the musical talent of one of the most notable pop singers in the world at the time. A bystander says, quote, "He was singing at the top of his voice, dancing without a care in the world. It was such a great time to be together." It's said that Martin had the time of his life at this show. He was
Now she's
dancing,
known for being
there were
in
people
Wicked,
around
coming
him.
to
He
theaters
was just
soon.
thrilled to be there in that moment. Now later in the night, as Ariana's set began to finish up, Martin would leave the arena stage around 10:28 p.m., winding up in the city room foyer where he laughed and joked with the arena security staff. One of the stewards reportedly witnessed Martin filming himself while enjoying this moment. It would later be said that the only reason that Martin was in the city room foyer is because he just happened to have striked up a conversation with somebody about Coronation Street of all things. Sadly, though, the city room was about to be attacked. At 10:31 p.m., a nail bomb weighing more than 66 pounds was detonated in the city room by Islamic terrorist Salman Abidi.
And Ariana
Apparently,
Grande
Mr.
concert?
Het
I
was
fucking
only 4
don't
meters
fucking
away
remember
from the
that.
explosion.
That's
Unfortunately
fucking
for
crazy.
Martin, his body suffered multiple injuries.
my
One
God.
injury included shrapnel to the neck, which would lead to his death.
Jesus
Martin was
Christ,
one
that's-
of 22
oh my God,
victims
that's
from that
horrible.
night, and Salman Abidi was also killed in the explosion. It was a bombing.
Is it
The news of
22
the explosion
people
and the
were killed?
attack would take the media by
Oh my
storm. And as
God.
word was beginning to
What
break
the
out,
fuck? I don't
Martin's
remember
mother
any of
and
this fucking
stepfather
shit.
were
Are
the
you fucking
first
kidding me?
relatives to arrive at the scene.
An Ariana
Stuart
Grande
Murray,
concert?
Martin's
Fucking
stepdad,
22 people
thought
were
the
killed with a
worst. Quote,
bomb?
I just
What the
thought,
fuck?
bloody hell, they
That's
must have
fucking
hundreds
crazy,
of bodies
man.
laid out there on the
Wow.
football pitch. Are we going to have to walk around all these bodies to see if one of them is Martin? At the same time, it was still early. I was thinking he's probably just gone AWOL. Martin, when he went out, traditionally went astray. He once phoned us saying, "I've fallen asleep on the train home to Stockport and woken up in Nottingham. What should I do?" He was always losing his phone. Sadly, this wasn't one of those cases. As the British authorities searched for the missing victims that attended the Ariana Grande concert, the police had to ask Martin's parents about any noticeable features on his body that could be used to identify him. And well, the feature they gave him was the Coronation Street tattoo. This would be used to help identify Martin. Martin's parents were beginning to give up hope as the search went on. And just as they were on their way back to the vehicle, that's when they were tapped on by police. A liaison officer would inform them that, unfortunately, Martin Het had passed away. He was killed in the explosion. Both the parents and the liaison officer broke down into tears during this instance. The rest of Martin's family, who were still at home waiting on the news of his whereabouts, were already being pestered by journalists as the news had leaked. They didn't even have official confirmation, and there were people trying to talk to them. Not the best situation. Well, after news broke around the world about the Manchester bombing and Martin Het's death, he would be celebrated by the media to the point where #BeMoreMartin was trending on social media, with people saying that we should all strive to be like Martin Het. His love for Coronation Street would be well known around the world, and support of Martin would be given by cast members of the show, both current and previous. Several even attended his funeral.
That's sweet. That's really nice. That's nice that they did that. Oh, that's really nice that they did
In
that.
time, the media would move on
yeah,
from
that's
this
a really-
tragedy,
I mean,
and
that's
the
a
family
crazy-
continued
that's
to
an
remember
insane
their
way to
son in
die.
their
That's
own
fucking
ways.
crazy
Martin's
that that
mother
happened to
would
him.
complete a master's degree in counterterrorism. She would also spearhead Martin's Law. The law would put in effect simple and effective methods that allow high-capacity businesses and events to remain protected against terrorism without the threat of it being cost-inducing. And I really like how Martin's stepdad paid respect. Martin's stepfather would later go on the Tattoo Fixer's television show that Martin had been on previously, and the stepfather would receive his own Deidre Barlow tattoo, except it was actually a photo of Martin dressed up as Deidre. Martin Het's YouTube channel and Twitter
That's
account
a nice
remain up
idea.
to
I like
this
that.
day, and you can visit his channel to pay respects and get a glimpse of what this man was like in his life. An individual that
that's
made
sad.
those
That's
around him
sad.
smile,
I seem like that
entertaining
kid could,
many,
like-
creating a niche
kid was
online
like-
fan base.
no, that kid
That
was
is the
living
story
his
of
life
Martin
fully,
Het
and like that
and
other
his
girl,
tragic
young girl, she
passing.
was like,
And well, you've made it
just
to
took
the
her
end.
own life,
Let me know what you
unfortunately, but
guys
that
thought
kid
about
was
this
like, he
video
could
down
have done
below in
some
the
shit.
comment
He's fucking
section,
dead.
and
That's
let me
very
know
sad.
who or what you want me to talk about next.
All right,
I want
man,
to give
well,
a major shout out to my
I
patrons. I
wrote that.
appreciate you
I'm
guys.
fucking tired.
Wavy Web
I was
Surf out.
expecting to do this.
Peace.
I don't know if anyone fucking watched this. I think like a couple people popped in here there. Give me 1 second. What are you doing? Pause. Funny. Oh my god. See how fucking tired I am? I said funny. I meant to say honey, and I said funny. I'm fucking brain dead right now. Come on.
Too many alerts, way too many
Pause you.
tools, not enough people,
I said to
not enough
pause you.
hours
You
in
don't
the
even
day.
fucking listen to me. Unreal. They say technology makes life easier, but I'm not so sure right now. I'm not so dang sure right now. Okay, well, come on, play my music. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I don't know if Outer Space Vomit is still with us at this point, but holy shit, do I appreciate your viewership and your participation in this endeavor. It was fun for me. It went longer than I expected or whatever, but I'm done now. And who knows what'll happen next when I stream, but it'll just be an exciting, fun time for everybody, I promise you. Hope to see you then, but until then, bye!